Hey guys, tonight we're taking a deep dive into a world where democracy, drama, and the occasional olive oil spill reign supreme. Yes, we're exploring ancient Greece. Picture yourself walking through sun-drenched streets filled with the chatter of philosophers passionately debating the mysteries of life while you, perhaps a tad lost, are just trying to locate the nearest fountain. Spoiler alert. The plumbing isn't as good as it is today. You probably won't survive a day in this world without wondering why you didn't just stick to the comforts of your modern sofa. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're at it, drop a comment with your location and local time. I'd love to imagine what you're up to while we venture through the dusty lanes of history. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You wander through Athens, the beating heart of ancient Greece, and the first thing that hits you is the cacophony of sounds. Street vendors hawk fresh olives, and you can almost taste the saltiness of the brined olives wafting through the air. That could be a blessing for your snack cravings, if only they offered something sweet. But hey, this is Greece after all. You can almost hear the gossip flowing around you. Women whispering about their latest escapades while dodging pesky philosophers who insist on discussing the meaning of life while you're just trying to enjoy your olive oil-drenched bread. Ah yes, the philosophers. They were like today's social media influencers, but with togas instead of trendy outfits, overwhelming you with thoughts while also having absolutely no sense of personal space. And talk about survival. In ancient Greece, even the simplest tasks could turn perilous. Let's say you ventured out to the Agora, the central hub of activity in Athens. It's busy, chaotic. People are bartering, shouting, and performing, while you're just trying to blend into the background and not catch the eye of a particularly intense orator who seems to be gaining more and more followers. Kind of like that one friend who keeps inviting you to join their cult water aerobics class, and you have no idea why they think you'd be into that. Historians still argue whether the Athenians appreciated their democracy or preferred the good old days of kings. They were probably just trying to survive the mud and the philosophers while someone else decided their fates. Ah, water. You might think it should be simple to find, considering it's merely H2O. But managing to secure a drink entails weaving through bustling merchants selling fish that smell fresher than your last meal, and dodging stray cats that seem to have developed a fine taste for street delis. Water was carried in clay vessels, and if you're thirsty, you're definitely hoping it's been filtered better than whatever's running in the public fountains. However, there's nothing quite like the refreshing sip of water poured straight from a clay pot, while listening to the ambient chaos around you, the laughter, the shouting, and the occasional philosophical debate erupting just a few feet away. You take a sip and savor it. Alas, you might just realize that dashing between philosophers and vendors is more exercise than you've had all week, and navigating those narrow streets requires more agility than you possess. Feeling a bit parched, you wander back to your new friends, an unlikely crew of philosophers who don't let you forget how much smarter they are. While you'd be considering the best way to cure your thirst, they're concocting theories about reality, and you're just trying not to roll your eyes too audibly. One of them mentions how democracy flourished in Athens because of their dedication to public debate. But you can't help but think, how do I get a one-on-one with the guy serving snacks? It's a delicate balance. On one hand, you've got your thirst for knowledge, but on the other hand, you have a concrete thirst for water that feels much more pressing. Engaging in an intense discussion about public forums is all well and good, But when everyone's discussing their latest philosophical conundrums about the nature of being, your mind wanders to the next question. What's for lunch? Bread and olives only go so far, right? Thankfully, the markets offer more than just fermented grapes and trendy talk. The breath of fresh bread wafts toward you, making your stomach growl louder than the philosophers rattling off hot takes on fate. When was the last time they talked about food? Probably never. Those people can go days without eating, lost in their intellectual ponderings, while you're ready to argue that lunch is a philosophical pursuit of its own. As you step into a nearby tavern, your senses are bombarded by the rich smells of roasted meats, honey-stuffed pastries, and braised greens simmering away in the kitchen. You can feel your mouth watering, but it must be nice to know you can also stare at the murals of heroic mentions of wrestlers and mythological beasts while pondering if you might treat yourself to a nice meal. Nope. You have no time for heroism or grandiosity unless it comes with a plate of delicious grilled fish. You watch as the patrons engage in lively discussions about the latest athletics competitions, and you can't help but wonder, will the next guy to stand up from his meal decide to run a marathon while totally naked? Spoiler, that's an Olympic tradition you definitely didn't come here for. More than a few thirst-inducing moments later, you manage to nibble on the infamous Greek honey cakes, savory and sweet all rolled into one, and suddenly, the debates around you take a back seat to the joys of food. But still, you're just a spectator in this ancient show. They're bantering about the nature of pleasure and the good life. And here you are thinking, is anyone going to comment on my cake? Historians still argue whether the Greeks invented cake for debate purposes, or simply to make sure no one starved while in conversation. Eventually, you emerge from your culinary bliss, trudging back into the streets of Athens, realizing your glamorous life of leisure faced a direct contrast with the labor that others had to endure. While you've been dodging philosophers, the farmers, artisans, and laborers around you are busy making this society function. You might look around and notice the dramatic differences. Sure, there are lavish gatherings with theatrical performances, but in the background, sweat drips from brow after brow as the Dandan work tirelessly to keep this bustling hub alive. Balancing delight with the morose guarantees your peace of mind, as long as you can stomach both honey cakes and existential dread. With your stomach full and your mind racing from discussions you didn't fully comprehend, you make it back toward the agora, where people continue to gather and find solace in the myriad shapes and forms of everyday life. Here, in this awe-inspiring cradle of civilization, you can't help but wonder how this all stands the test of time and transforms into the world we know today. But let's be real. Could you last a day in ancient Greece? That's the real challenge here. It's not just the politics or philosophy. Your survival hangs on finding that sweet balance between social debate and something edible. So, as you walk beneath the shadow of the Parthenon, it's not just the beauty that has you captivated. It's the overwhelming reminder that life here is incredibly vibrant, chaotic, and downright peculiar. The bustle gives way as evening approaches, and the golden hues of dusk settle over the city. The chatter becomes more intimate with soft laughter blooming from taverns. You start to wish your newfound philosophers could be a tad kinder with their thirst for knowledge, and just let you grab a plate without the question of life across metaphysical realms looming overhead. As day fades to night, you ponder whether you could trade in debates for dessert, maybe just once. But alas, time moves swiftly in ancient Athens. So let's ponder more as you casually stroll into the evening air. As the sun dips lower, painting fiery reds and golds across the sky, you find yourself drawn to the twinkling lights that begin to emerge from the taverns and homes lining the streets of Athens. You take a deep breath, inhaling the mixture of roasted garlic and sweet figs wafting through the air. If your day in ancient Greece has taught you anything, it's that even the smallest pleasures, like a good meal, are worth savoring. You think of the lively characters from earlier, those philosophers and sellers, and how they sometimes give you the urge to run away or take an accidental nap right in the middle of a debate. Somewhere among the relentless talk, you catch the voice of a young scholar, delivering grand explanations on life, truth, and being. You do your best to focus, but your belly growls as if in protest. You remind yourself of the varying opinions on whether the Greek way of life was truly worth emulating with their intense debates, rigorous training for athletic games, and that confusing mix of food on the run. Because honestly, you began to wonder if anyone in this era was thinking about comfort. Caught between grand ideas and the crude reality of life in the service industry, you pay a bit more attention as he mentions that Olympic athletes trained rigorously from a young age, starting off as boys playing games that could last hours. You smirk at the thought of them sprinting through the streets, naked as the day they were born, and still somehow more proud. Historians still argue whether this tradition was a true celebration of physical prowess, or merely a trend started by someone who forgot their robe. You'd think they'd want to wear sports gear, you muse quietly to yourself, wondering if joggers in flapping togas would have been an evolution worth exploring. The scholar continues, spinning yarns about the dedication coaches demanded. Unsurprisingly, the real fun lies not just in the act of competing, but in the pageantry of it all, while you quietly contemplate whether you'd be willing to engage in foot races that could leave you bare before the judgmental eyes of a few dozen spectators. As you look around, you find moments of laughter among those burned out on philosophy and debates, who all share those little snippets of life that unite everyone: food, drink, and the occasional gossip. Managing to snag a seat next to a few other locals at a tavern, you cozy in with a plate of olives, warm bread, and a small tankard of wine. The wine is smooth, flowing through with an earthy taste that eclipses whatever the philosophers have rambled on about. You overhear a discussion about team spirit, and it's clear your new companions have a healthy sense of camaraderie. Cute attempts at levity abound as they jest, claiming laughter adds 10 years to your life. Clearly simpler than the workouts of their famous Olympic athletes, you can't help but chuckle at the thought that humor, even if absurd, might be the most potent antidote to ancient stress. As the topics continue to flutter between athletes and mythical heroics, yes, there's another debate happening. How could you forget? You think about the nightly rituals that underscore life in Athens. Drinking wine in company, absolutely. The more you sip, the more you soak in that collective warmth and camaraderie. Suddenly, the weight of philosophy seems to lift slightly, and you feel that sense of being alive seep in, where all this discussion of public life seemed daunting only hours ago. When engaging in such lively correspondence, you forget about the annoyingly articulate philosophers and their never-ending quest for knowledge. At some point, you contemplate how significant events could ripple through their lives just as much as the sports they champion. What if you were there, feet pounding down the Olympiad lanes, glancing at warriors and craftsmen alive across the ages, onlookers simultaneously awed and concerned about the state of one athlete's unfortunate wardrobe choice? You shake your head, stifling laughter. A skit showcasing ancient absurdity plays out in your mind, where social etiquette meets a flimsy podium for a public speech. Historians still argue whether these sports festivals were a legitimate form of celebration or just a distraction from their harsher realities. You join the raucous laughter resonating through the tavern, and as each cup is raised in honor of another round, memories form around communal gatherings. It's during this revelry that someone in the group assesses public reactions, pausing before declaring how the theatres, with all their dramatic flair, capture life more authentically than any philosopher can verbalize. Suddenly, debates seem almost trivial next to the way stories, told in epic narratives, leave your heart longing for connection. The laughter bursts like sudden cracks of dawn as you consider how different the narratives sung and the dialogues exchanged throughout their bustling communities truly are. As the night deepens, shadows flickering from candlelight dance upon the walls, illuminating faces of the community. Irreplaceable bonds forged from laughing off the common undercurrents of life share an easy warmth, and you realize the rambling dialogues and animated stories connect everyone. Levity and drama, both inherent in the Greek journey, and if you're lucky, you'll escape the turmoil of heavy topics. People are lost in translation, spun tales carving out truth amid chaos, as the drinks flow and camaraderie reigns supreme. When you finally rise to leave the tavern, a sense of euphoria fills the air. The laughter and chatter hang around you like a soft blanket. The servers, bearing grins along with hefty platters, seem to have mastered the art of human connection effortlessly. You'd find it hard to believe that anything truly serious could last in a world weighted down by common shenanigans. After all, what's a little public embarrassment among friends when you've just formed a righteous bond over a shared laugh? Under the starlit sky that blankets Athens, you realize this is the essence of ancient life. That balance between highbrow discussions and base needs, charming connections crafted around shared experiences that outlast the paradoxes of philosophy. Ultimately, those tiny interactions greatly outweigh the daunting tasks of ancient survival. You're left to ponder how you would fare entering this world full of passionate souls, laughter, wise babble, and the far less glamorous nature of day-to-day existence. You think of the countless Athenians silhouetted against the night, the laughter echoing through the marketplace, while the moon shines brightly above, a witness to those brave enough to attempt navigating protocol, camaraderie, and their multi-layered food culture with a mere olive in hand. As you catch a glimpse of the Acropolis above you, it seems like a monument built over the tender, playful spirit of humanity itself, a gentle reminder of being alive, thriving, and honest. And so, it occurs to you, perhaps your journey within the folds of history isn't merely about surviving ancient Greece. It's about savoring every drop of joy in it. Your heart now swells not just with wonder, but gratitude, for it's these fleeting moments woven into the fabric of life that ultimately shape our very existence. So, as you tuck those newfound lessons away, you succumb to a soft starlit dream, a world between laughter and knowledge. As you meander through the quiet streets of Athens, the rhythmic sounds of the night, occasional laughter echoing into the shadows, the rustling of leaves, and the distant strumming of a lyre, create an almost hypnotic atmosphere. You can't help but feel that in this moment, you belong amongst the bright reverberations of joy and shared experiences that punctuate the lives of the Athenians. The sprawling city seems alive, pulsating under the stars, reminding you that each cobblestone has a story, and you, however briefly, are part of it. You stroll along the path leading toward a low hill, the soft glow of lanterns casting a gentle warmth that beckons you closer to the open space known as the Agora. This central hub, a mix of bustling market stalls by day and a theatre of life by night, offers more than just commerce. It's a canvas painted with vibrant human connections. You find a quiet bench and sit for a moment, letting the dim light wash over you, melting away the day's chaotic encounters. Here in ancient Greece, space seems unconfined by time zones, leaving you feeling suspended between past glories and modern curiosities. As you gaze up at the stars, your mind drifts to those epic tales, the heroes and their journeys often recounted by bards in the very agora you're now perched in. You envision Homerism tales, a favorite pastime among locals sharing rich, woven narratives. Stories of Odysseus's cleverness and courage wrap around you like a blanket, and as you dive into the mythology, you feel that familiar thrill of adventure. You chuckle softly at the notion of translating such dramatized masterworks into odd, quirky TikTok videos. Can you imagine Ulysses facing off with competitor influencers for likes and shares? Historians still argue whether the myth's purpose was merely entertainment or served as moral guides for societal behavior. A flicker of movement catches your eye, and you spot a group of young men practicing athletic moves in the square, perhaps preparing for the next Olympic Games. They call out to each other, their voices lively, confident, a reminder of the physicality that defines Greek culture much more than any intellectual debate. You admire their dedication, and it surprises you to find pride swelling in your chest for these strangers immersed in the corporeal arts of athleticism. You're struck by how this dynamic tapestry, woven with physical feats, shared flavors of life and philosophical musings, shapes the social fabric of Athens. Soon enough, the atmosphere shifts, and the air fills with the sound of soft music as a lone musician, an older man with silver hair and a gentle smile, arrives, setting up his small performance area just a stone's throw away from you. He strums his lyre delicately, and the first notes drift toward you like a sweet breeze, caressing the deeper folds of your mind. You close your eyes, letting the sound wash over you, merging with the sense of fresh herbs and spices that linger from the taverns. The music intertwines with the gentle night, a serenade articulating the unsaid connections you've been feeling within this culture, illustrating another facet of life amidst the grand ambitions and heavy discussions. As the musician continues, you reflect on the cultural reverence bestowed upon artists in this society, how they blend their talents with the ongoing dialogues of philosophy and democracy, teaching lessons wrapped in melodies that linger long after a performance ends. In fact, you realize that their muses, their driving inspiration for the art, is largely fueled by the ups and downs of daily life, where shared laughter and sorrow blossom in one seamless breath. The musical notes float through the air, inviting everyone to slow down and connect, if only for a brief moment. You suddenly remember the earlier discussions about theatre and its depth. This city thrives on entertainment and discomfort, offering a space for reflection and catharsis. What stories lay woven between the laughs? Perhaps it's the undeniable paradox of joy, stemming from the throes of drama embedded in these performances. It hits home in a way that stirs your core. You consider that whether packed into amphitheaters or echoing through the agora, these expressions are as pivotal to life as the discussions on democracy and power. Historians still argue whether the emotional responses fostered by these performances were paramount for healing or merely entertaining distractions from the world's complexities. The crowd around you thickens as others begin to gather, drawn by the strains of the music that lilt through the night. You feel a sense of unity as the atmosphere envelops you, people dancing, clapping, and letting themselves be carried away by the moment. those somber discussions suddenly seem far away. There's something exhilarating about being among strangers, sharing a blissful night where worries dissipate, leaving only the joyous rhythm and harmony binding souls together. And then it occurs to you, every laugh, every fleeting glance, and shared moment counts, including the peculiar bonds forged through shared experiences amid the weighty discussions on democracy, philosophy, or the latest scandals concerning the aristocrats. Each note from the lyre resonates deeply, a reminder that life itself becomes a collective performance, and your existence is part of this grand artistic sculpture of a legacy still unraveling after millennia. In this twilight hour, the metaphorical walls that typically separate people seem to dissolve, immersing you in the heart of things. You begin to gently sway to the sound of the lyre, letting the music seep into your bones, syncing your heartbeat with the rhythm of the night. You catch a glance from a young woman nearby, and she beams with sheer delight. It's the kind of look that tells you we're in this together, a shared acknowledgement that transcends language and culture, just people connecting over universal truths. As the music wanes into a soft ending, the musician concludes, and the crowd bursts into applause, complimenting him with cheers and praise. You can feel the palpable energy building within you, a rush reminding you that every night in ancient Greece is a celebration of existence, a bountiful feast of an unfiltered experience bundled into one single sphere of human life, fading gently into the embrace of sleepy twilight. The evening drifts into the stillness of midnight as you start heading towards your temporary dwelling, relishing the feelings of satisfaction filling the gaps left by lingering questions. The echoes of laughter, sweet melodies, and shared smiles dance through your mind as you walk back along the cobbled streets, the soft light of the moon guiding your way. Each step feels lighter. Each moment recalls the warmth of connection and the artificiality of your initial fears. You reflect on the ancient lessons, the stories told in the flickering candles, the struggles of maintaining a balance between hard truths and threads of joyous fabric, woven into the shared experience of being human. You crave the simple legacy of togetherness, the sense of belonging that resonates far beyond the wrestle for immediate survival amidst the idyllic chaos of Athens. As you lay your head down for the night, you resolve to carry this spirit into your modern life, mindful of what it means to genuinely live, celebrate, and share laughter in whatever strange, beautiful landscape lies ahead. So you drift off, cradled by the echoes of the past, a sense of deeper connection woven into your dreams, a newfound understanding that transcends time itself. The morning greets you with a gentle light, filtering through the cracks in your window, soft and inviting. You stretch, feeling the remnants of last night's joy still lingering in your system, like the barely there scent of wine clinging to your skin. For a moment, you forget you're in ancient Athens, lost in the sweet haze of a dream. But as your senses awaken, the chorus of the bustling city begins to creep in, threading its way into your consciousness. The sounds of vendors setting up their stalls, the laughter of children, and the distant call of a rooster announce that another day is upon you, an opportunity for new adventures, and perhaps a few misadventures too. You rise from your straw bed, excitement bubbling within you, stepping out into the vibrant streets. The sun's warm glow feels like a blessing on your skin, banishing the remnants of sleep. Here's Athens, alive and kicking, the lifeblood of civilization coursing through its veins. As you walk, the streets come alive with colors and scents. Clay pots brimming with figs, pomegranates, and olives, the vibrant greens of herbs scattered across stalls, and the unmistakable aroma of fresh bread baking in the morning air. It's a sensory overload, and before long, you find yourself drawn to the nearest baker, who greets you with a grin as wide as the Acropolis itself. Fresh bread. The best in Athens, he announces, puffing out his chest with pride. You can't resist stopping to indulge in a warm loaf, still steamy from the oven, crusty on the outside, and soft within. In that moment, it's as if the baker has created more than just food. He's crafted an offering, a small piece of his heart baked into each loaf, emblematic of the daily lives lived here. You take a bite, closing your eyes as the flavors dance across your tongue. A little touch of heaven to kick off your morning. The crust crackles, and the scent of warm, fluffy bread fills your lungs. You share a chuckle with him over how such simplistic things often bring profound joy, knowing this is part of a timeless ritual shared by people across centuries. But brushing crumbs from your palms, you remember your earlier experiences and desire something more today. With the sun rising higher, the Agora is calling you, where the day promises lively interaction. You set off, weaving through the throngs of citizens, a mix of peasants, merchants, and even philosophers engaged in their morning debates, undeniably opinionated as always. A young boy selling honeycomb catches your eye. He beams up at you, his eyes wide with hope. You nearly succumb to his charm, realizing that the sweetness of honey is just as alluring as the bright debate swirling around you. Please, just a few coins for the best honey, he pleads, holding out a small piece of glistening honeycomb. How delightful it must feel, you think, to wake up every day driven by simple joys and everyday encounters, not burdened by trivial social fears, just the allure of small traders selling their wares to the bustling city. You reach into your pocket, feeling the weight of your limited coins, but hand him a few in exchange for a piece of honeycomb. As you pop it into your mouth, the sweet syrup melts on your taste buds, and for a fleeting moment, you're transported back to childhood innocence, caught up in the pure joy of food and the morning sun. Would you like to see a play today? The boy asks, eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. The best actors in the world are performing. You smile and nod, the excitement of the day ahead bubbling up again. Maybe you will. An afternoon drenched in artistic expression seems just what you need. You wave goodbye and continue toward the Agora, where you can already hear the shouts of people engaging in fervent discussions about the latest city council decisions and the upcoming Olympic Games. Each topic stirs the curiosity within you. You deftly maneuver through the maze of stalls and chatter, catching snippets of conversation that hint at everything from politics to arts. A group gathers around a particularly verbose speaker, his gestures grand as if he were directing a great theatrical performance. You can't help but admire the charisma that spills from this man. It's like he belonged to the stage, where every word is an invitation to explore the complexities of life. With a bit of courage, you approach, fascinated by how these ordinary exchanges could be transformed into grand narratives, powerful enough to inspire deeds across continents. Historians still debate how much influence orators had on the political landscape. Could these passionate speeches change destinies, or were they merely the entertainment of the day? As you stand among the crowd, slowly getting drawn into the fabric of the discourse, you feel a strange thrill, an itch to say something yourself. But of course, what could your unpolished musings contribute among these orators? You've barely grasped their language of eloquence, and the last thing you want is to become the laughter of the crowd. So for now, you remain a keen observer, absorbing their wisdom, admiration blooming in your heart for the sheer power of expression. even with the throbbing pulse of the assembly, there's a pattern to the chaos, an uncanny harmony uniting words, laughter, and life. And it's in this vibrant setting that you consciously choose to feast not on bread or honey, but on the shared exchange of ideas, uniting strangers for a brief moment in understanding of each other's dreams and aspirations. Feeling comforted by the connection, you relax into the present. Before the discussions can dissolve into the cobbled streets, someone mentions a surprise performance at the amphitheater later today. You feel a flicker of excitement. This might be just the spark you hope to capture from last night's musings. It isn't just the food sold at these stalls, or the endless debates popping up through the streets that creates culture. It's the way all these elements interact, build community, and define what it means to be human. Gradually, as the sun climbs higher, you decide to take a stroll toward the amphitheater, your senses still alive from the morning. As you walk, you find your head swimming with the beauty of the city. The sunlight dancing across the ancient walls, the flora peeking through cracks, and the distant sound of a blacksmith hammering metal, each sound transforming the mundane into an auditory masterpiece. Nearing the amphitheater, you find it humbling. As you enter the grand space, the structure both awe-inspiring and intimate, your surging thrill reaches a peak. You bask in the feeling that the very place you stand has witnessed centuries of performance art and cultural heritage, vibrant theatrical traditions that resonate within walls crafted from stone. Your gaze flits across the rows of seats, imagining the faces of citizens young and old, sitting riveted, breathing in shared narratives that spoke to their lives. However, before the show starts, you lean back into your seat, grounding your spirit as anticipation electrifies the air around you. You can almost hear the laughter echoing faintly, hear the whispers of legends who once shared these stories with audiences filled with dreams. And then it dawns on you. This arena serves as a chronicle and vessel for human storytelling that transcends both time and physical distance, cementing connections across ages. As others filter in, a mix of excitement and chatter surrounds you. Soon, the actors appear, and the lights dim, inviting a spectacle of emotions and drama into the amphitheater's heart. You sit forward, captivated, ready to experience the emotional roller coaster that awaits. It's in the spaces between breaths and the pauses of laughter that you feel the interconnectedness of this diverse audience fellowshipping in a shared appreciation for the art unfolding before them. And as the players begin their performance, a wave of familiarity washes over you. In this medley of laughter and tragic turns, in each poetic line recited, you remember what it means to celebrate the joys, the burdens, and the unconditional beauty of being alive. In that amphitheater, in this city that blooms with stories, you come to realize that the richness of life flourishes in experiences, shared connections, and the artful way in which we navigate joy and sorrow alike. Time and space seem irrelevant amid the rhythm of the play, the laughter enveloping you as warmly as a cloak on a chilly night. You are no longer an outsider in this culture. You have become a part of the timeless legacy unfolding, all thanks to the celebrations that make history sing. As you leave the amphitheater, eyes sparkling with the afterglow of performances past, you carry with you tales that will ripple through your own life, strengthening that invisible thread connecting you to all those who've starved, laughed, wept, and celebrated in this remarkable city. Tomorrow may bear uncertainty, but tonight you will lay your head down cradling the memories woven into the fabric of ancient Greece, an eternal reminder that life's essence lies not just in survival, but in thriving through shared narratives and joyous celebrations. And with that thought nestled deep in your heart, you drift peacefully into the night once more, touched by the beauty of connection and the art of existence itself. As the first hints of dawn filter through your window, you find yourself waking with a profound sense of anticipation. Last night's adventures at the amphitheater replay in your mind like a beautifully crafted mosaic, each memory a different piece contributing to the intricate picture of life in ancient Greece. The laughter, the passion, the shared humanity of it all, the experiences you have indulged in begin to anchor you deeper in this world. Instead of merely observing, you feel yourself becoming an integral part of the fabric, weaving through the bustling streets, the towering temples, and the vibrant exchanges echoing through the agora. You rise from your straw bed, a smile creeping onto your face as you think back to the transformational moments from yesterday. Wasn't it just incredible how the stories shared struck a chord within your heart, bridging the gap between centuries? Life wasn't just about the grand narratives and the bustling philosophies. It was also about embracing the small joys found in honest connections. All those fleeting smiles, the fellowship of strangers, the warmth of laughter shared. You stretch, taking in a deep breath of fresh air, letting it invigorate you for the day ahead. Determined to wake up your senses fully, you head out to find a quick breakfast. The sun is already bright, casting a golden glow on the city streets. Pilgrimage-like, you make your way toward your favorite baker, who greets you with the familiar warmth of his hearty smile. "Ah, you're back for more of my bread?" he asks, chuckling, as he remembers your eager appetite. You nod enthusiastically, attractively drawn to the scent of freshly baked goods that waft through the air. He wraps a warm loaf in cloth, a small gesture that feels like a promise, that every shared bite carries a tale of its own. With your breakfast tucked under your arm, you continue wandering through the agora, the beating heart of Athenian life. It's already buzzing with activity as people exchange news, yell prices, and engage in passionate debates. You can feel the spirit of conversation electrifying the air. The ambience showcases the essence of Athens, where ideas ignite from every corner, each exchange a spark that lights up the city's cultural landscape. Amidst the crowd, you spot a familiar face, the young boy from yesterday selling honeycomb. He's chatting animatedly with another vendor, his bright eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. You walk over, waving to catch his attention. "Good morning. Did you sell your honey today?" you ask, smiling as he turns around, his face lighting up. "Yes." "More than yesterday," he beams, puffing up his chest with pride. He looks around as if volume and function dictate status. "And I heard there's a festival soon. Will you come?" "Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't miss a festival in Athens," you reply, enthusiasm bubbling inside you. His eyes widen, fueled by hope and excitement. He points to some colorful banners fluttering in the breeze and explains how the festival would celebrate the gods of Olympus, filled with music, dances, and even competitions that will showcase athletic talent. You can hardly contain your excitement. The prospect of watching such displays of skill and camaraderie felt like a treasure. The glorious celebrations that blend myth and reality draw you into their allure, making the world vibrant and alive. In this city, the divine has not just a presence woven into the architecture, but serves as a backdrop to daily life, where each trade, each gesture, and every cheer is a tribute to those cherished stories handed down through generations. "Will you compete?" you ask, genuinely interested, picturing him gracefully racing down the wooden track, his small feet pounding against earth. He bit his lip, hesitating. I'm not sure. I need to train more. But one day, maybe. There's an innocent determination behind his eyes that warms you. Here's a kid fueled not just by competition, but by the dreams that flourish amidst the hopes of a community. Relishing the conversation, you spot a gathering of spectators at a nearby stall that piques your curiosity. You bid farewell to the boy and walk over to join the crowd that seems to form around a role-playing game, where participants reenact famous battles from Greek history. They take on legendary figures, wielding wooden swords and shields, crafted with artistry. The quick smiles and shouts of joy engulf you as they attempt to simulate battles from the tales you've just come to know. You stand in awe. How wondrous it is to witness history come alive like this. Children mimic soldiers, adorning themselves with makeshift helmets, while enthusiastic adults shout rules and instructions in spirited tones. This spontaneous blend of scholarship and performance proves yet another emblem of how Greeks embrace their past. You learn that this play not only entertains, but also educates the younger generation on the significance of their heritage. A living embodiment of historical storytelling. Those moments feed your curious soul. You ponder how this generation interprets this legacy while creating memories of their own, bridging the past to the present. And that thought spirals into a grand reflection. It is in these fragments of life shared among strangers that connections truly begin to flourish. You recognize a sense of belonging unfurling in your chest as you lose yourself in their animated reenactments. The simplest moments resonate profoundly, shaping identities and fostering new meanings. After indulging in a series of laughs and cheers, you remember your own journey isn't just about observing, but participating too. You feel an urge to take a leap, not just to guide your role in appreciating culture, but actively engage with this vibrancy swirling around you. You wander away from the crowd, invigorated, and your spirit draped in the lingering warmth of shared joy. Eager for an adventure that combines philosophy with play, you venture toward the nearest library, where parchment scrolls whisper historic tales and wisdom awaits. The scent of aged paper and ink fills your nose as you enter, and you find a quiet corner with a collection of scrolls waiting to be unraveled. You notice several scholars with their noses buried deeply in texts. This sanctuary thrives on the thirst for knowledge, providing refuge to those dedicated to deepening their understanding of the world. You sit down, unrolling a scroll that contains the records of past Olympians, tracing through the pages filled with chronicles of feats, legendary and mundane alike. The athletes, their stories captured and preserved, leap off the page as you find your mind drifting to the theatre stage and the lives resonating through performances. You wonder how much of their legacy lives in these records. Do the scrolls capture individuals, or do they merely document a larger narrative on what it means to strive for greatness? Historians still argue whether individual achievement lacks meaning without the community surrounding it, or whether legends deserve to stand alone. A couple of scholars beside you are engaged in fervent discussion, each offering their insights on the moral value of athletics in society. You listen intently, absorbing their interpretations, feeling as if you've stepped right into the midst of a philosophical debate. One claims that sporting achievements build character and camaraderie among citizens, while another retorts that often it brings forth the worst competitive tendencies within human nature. Their back and forth breathes life into the scrolls, like the discussions you witnessed in the agora. These academics are shaping the course of thought through dialogue and exploration. As the sun rises higher in the sky, illuminating the library with golden light, you feel invigorated by the knowledge you absorb. The The spaces between the scrolls and the lively chatter of passionate discourse echo the essence of what life in ancient Greece embodies. A never-ending quest for understanding and connection, whether through physical triumphs in the arena, spirited debates, or heartfelt performances captivating audiences. Motivated by the spirits of those scholars and the weave of history around you, you decide to leave the library behind. For today, you seek to compose your own part in the drama unfolding in this beautiful city. Guided by instinct and newfound determination, you step back into the sun-drenched streets, vibrant with opportunities waiting to be seized. With the backdrop of the exquisite temples towering over you, you contemplate where to direct your focus next. Would it be a lively conversation at the Agora? A daring reenactment with the children? Or perhaps a spontaneous performance of your own? Each thought mingles in your mind a universal tapestry, but ultimately leads to one clear decision. Life transcends fear through the art of connection, and you're ready to leap into this grand experience, embracing each challenge, joy, and whim with open arms. As you stroll through the bustling market, laughter fills your ears as you embrace the heartbeat of Athens. You feel a flicker of hope, the joyous energy coursing through you like the warm rays of the sun illuminating the path ahead. Suddenly, you stop, a bold idea illuminating your mind, a flicker of excitement that sends a shiver down your spine. What if I became part of the tale? What if I shared my own story, a modern tale echoing through the arches of history? With a grin spreading across your face, you set off towards the Agora once again, ready to embrace the part of actor in this ancient drama, knowing that in every laugh and journey forward, you would find the vitality and interconnectedness that ties all of us together. And as you take each step back into the heart of Athens, you carry with you the spirit of community and celebration, feeling invigorated, alive, and eager to dive full throttle into whatever thrilling twist awaits you next in this extraordinary journey. The Agora greets you like an old friend, bustling and vibrant, with its cacophony of sounds swirling around you. You absorb the lively atmosphere, half tuned to the merchants advertising their wares, the debates on philosophy echoing under the shade of grand columns, and the infectious laughter of children playing games around the market stalls. The energy of life hums through the air, igniting in you a sense of purpose. It's as if ancient forces urge you onward, nudging you to share your own narrative within this grand story that is Athens. You navigate through the throngs, nodding at vendors peddling their sparkling trinkets and fresh produce, eyes bright with excitement. A small knot of musicians in a corner captivates you, drumming, fluting, and strumming their instruments with vigor. They draw a crowd around them like moths to a flame, and you feel the pull toward the music. Could you join this ensemble, add your voice to their melodies, or perhaps even share a story as they play? A wild thought, but it tickles your imagination. Stepping closer, you let the music wash over you, feeling those rhythmic vibrations dance through your veins. The influential power of art calls to you, mingling with the spirit of ancient tales carried through the ages. Suddenly, you hear an opening in the music, a space where voices can join, and with a leap of courage, you step forward, feeling both exhilarated and apprehensive all at once. Can I share a tale, you ask, your voice floating above the twirls of melody. The musicians pause, exchanging glances before one, with tousled curls and an inviting grin, nods enthusiastically. Of course, share it. We would love the sound of your voice alongside our notes, he encourages, gesturing for you to step further into the circle. The crowd perks up, curiosity sparking in their eyes as they turn toward you. With a heart racing like a drumbeat, you take a breath and begin to weave your story, recounting tales of your days as a stranger stumbling through the vibrancy of Athens, echoing the blend of cultures and wondrous experiences that have shaped who you are. You sprinkle in warmth and humor, buoyed by the encouraging glances from your audience who lean in closer, captivated. Each word spills from your lips like honey, pulling everyone deeper into the spell of your narrative. You draw upon the lessons you've learned, the warmth of shared meals, the fervor of philosophical debates, and the way laughter binds strangers into a single community. The lyrics from the musicians flow behind your words, the melodies harmonizing with your voice, creating an enchanting atmosphere that fills the space with flavor and life. You weave your feelings of connection and aliveness into the tale, the laughter from the shared moments and the lessons learned, melding into a rich tapestry of community. As you speak, vulnerability feels liberating. Each laugh shared propels your confidence, weaving an intimate thread from you to the crowd. People nod along, crowing with laughter at your comedy, sighing collectively where your tale takes a more tender turn. It's as if the entirety of ancient Greece, through every story and every note played, ushers you forward, amplifying your experience into a collective melody of joy. Time drips past like honey as you drift along this open current of creativity. The environment around you melts beneath the light of spontaneity, the combination of voices, laughter, and shared experience forming something wonderfully collective. When you finally finish, the world around you erupts in applause, the crowd coming together to celebrate the story as if they had all created it together. The musicians grin widely, their instruments still vibrating in harmony with the joy that echoes in the air. You have a way with words, a beautiful gift. One of them praises you, eyeing you with admiration. The energy resonates within you, wrapping you in a warm embrace akin to that of the sun's gentle rays on a spring morning. Your heart swells with gratitude. This city has wrapped you in its warmest embrace and allowed you to contribute to its culture as a storyteller. You feel a newfound kinship, not only with the people gathered around you, but with the very spirit of Athens, thrumming with life. A city of shared joys, histories, and a timeless narrative. As applause fades, you spot the young boy from the honey stall amid the crowd, his face bright with wonder. He gives you a thumbs up, his respect shimmering in his eyes. You can't help but laugh, feeling buoyed by the delight of the unexpected connections leaping to life. How surreal is it to share this moment with someone whose innocent dreams of glory shine so brightly? This bond seems symbolic of the heritage you're participating in, a reflection of the stories passed down and shared from one generation to the next, still riding that wave of exhilaration. You bid farewell to the musicians, who invite you to return whenever the mood strikes you. With a bounce in your step, you wander deeper into the agora, excited by what might unfold next. Conversations swirl around you, and you recognize how alive these interactions feel. They are threads in a vibrant tapestry, each interaction weaving through layers of history and connection. Soon, you catch sight of a group gathered around a raised platform, where an elder is speaking to a gathering crowd, passionately discussing the principles of democracy and civic duty. Beyond captivated, you find yourself drawn to this dialogue, eager to learn how the Athenians might engage with their role as citizens. Historians often debate the effectiveness of Athenian democracy versus its flaws, but standing in the midst of their discourse fills your heart with intent. You slowly approach, listening intently as the elder emphasizes the importance of participation, encouraging individuals to voice their viewpoints and take part in the collective decision-making that shapes their society. Every voice counts, and our future rests in your hands, he insists, his eyes glistening with wisdom. You're caught in the intensity of his conviction. The reality of these words resonates deep within you, reminding you of the power each person holds in contributing to the greater community. Once again, you feel that palpable connection pulsing through the crowd as people lean in, nodding with utter understanding. You realize that through these moments of engagement, whether through art, philosophy, or civic activity, Athenians are continuously shaping their culture, imbuing it with the power of human experience. Life in ancient Greece embodies the beauty of existence interwoven across shared voices, each thread a story echoing together in concert. As the elder concludes and the crowd claps softly, you let yourself absorb this moment, allowing the spirit of Athens to wash over you. Here, stories are not just for entertainment or reflection. They serve as a potent reminder of the strength found in unity and the importance of each individual. It hits home, the realization that you too carry the stories of others within yourself, capable of carrying forth the beautiful heritage you've experienced and witnessed. While the crowd begins to disperse, you linger a moment longer, allowing this unity to solidify within you. You feel empowered by the knowledge that while you may have started as an outsider, you now belong to something grand. You've embraced this culture, shared your story, and ultimately found your place among all the citizens brought together in this sacred space. Leaving the agora behind, you step into the sunlit streets of Athens, heart full. Your journey here has rekindled a powerful sense of purpose as you begin to visualize weaving strings of thought, creativity, and community throughout your own future. What you learned here in ancient Greece will not only echo in your heart, but serve as a lens through which you view life, fueling connections, celebrating stories, and fostering beauty in what it means to coexist. You make your way back toward the Acropolis, the sun setting in the distance, casting long golden shadows. This city, so rich in history, has opened its arms to you, challenging you to engage, express, and ultimately connect. This is not just a journey across ancient landscapes, but rather a pilgrimage into the very essence of humanity. Each day, each moment you spend here, further convinces you that to live is to create and to weave narratives that resonate throughout the ages. Feeling the last bits of daylight warming your back, you begin to sketch out your own roadmap, mirroring the hearts and souls that share in the unfolding tale of existence. You're not merely a participant in this vibrant story of Athens. No, you're now a storyteller in the making, destined to relay the richness of the human experience, filled with laughter, philosophy, and incredible discoveries. As you near the base of the Acropolis, anticipation swells within you. There's still so much to explore, learn, and share. Approaching the massive stone structure and feeling its grandeur take your breath away. You know tomorrow will unveil yet another chapter, with each moment offering the opportunity for yet another adventure. You are alive, and in that glow of realization, you embrace all that is yet to come, welcoming the array of adventures that await on the winds of destiny. And as twilight descends, wrapping the city in a cozy, soft embrace, you feel hopeful, eager to live, share stories, and revel in the beauty of existence anchored here, in vibrant Athens. As twilight settles over Athens, the sky transforms into a canvas of deep purples, fiery oranges, and soft pinks, casting a magical glow across the ancient city. You climb the steps towards the Acropolis, the path lined with the engraved stories of countless footsteps that have tread this sacred ground before you. You can almost feel their energy surging through the stones, each one a witness to the rise and fall of empires, to fierce debates and expressions of art that have shaped this place over millennia. Your heart races as you reach the top, where the Parthenon stands majestically, silhouetted against the dusky sky. This grand temple dedicated to Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, feels more than just a structure of stone. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Athenians. Stand here in the fading light, and you can almost hear the whispers of the ancients, carrying tales of valor, artistry, and brilliant minds that paved the way for the modern world. You take a moment, letting the awe wash over you. The soft wind caresses your face, contrasting beautifully with the warmth of the stones. As you stand on this hallowed ground, all your earlier experiences, every story shared, every bit of laughter exchanged, meander through your thoughts like the gentle breeze rustling the leaves of ancient olive trees standing sentinel nearby. And then it strikes you. The profound legacy of Athens is not only etched in its monuments, but also in the hearts and minds of the people, both past and present. You realize just how crucial it is to carry this flame forward. Historians still argue whether lasting impact arises from grand monuments like the Parthenon, or the enduring relationships forged between people and their stories. You feel a surge of purpose. Your own life too can become part of this illustrious narrative. Descending from the Acropolis, you navigate through the darkening streets, the soft glow of lamps casting flickering shadows that dance upon the walls. The night air feels electric, brimming with potential as sounds of revelry and music drift from nearby taverns. The world pulsates with energy, and you feel the undeniable urge to immerse yourself deeper still into this intoxicating tapestry of life. You slip into a bustling tavern, drawn in by the warmth and vibrancy spilling forth from within. Lively music spills from an ensemble of musicians, playing cheerful tunes, leaving the patrons tapping their feet and joining in song, while the scent of roasted meats and herb-infused stews blankets the room in a delectable embrace. Your stomach rumbles, reminding you of the feast that awaits. But more importantly, so does the music calling you to participate. You find a spot at the bar and order some food, settling in to enjoy both the meal and the ambience. In no time, you're struck by the infectious spirit of the tavern. The laughter, the clinking of cups, and the spirited storytelling create an environment where the past and present meld seamlessly. People gather around tables, swapping tales, sharing anecdotes from their day, and musing about the political climate. With every anecdote and quip, bonds are formed, creating a tapestry of joy woven through the age-old traditions passed from one generation to the next. Everyone in the room seems effortlessly entwined in jovial camaraderie. You can feel the warmth of connection radiating through the room. You pull in close to the musicians, soaking up their melodies, allowing yourself to be swept away. Noticing the musicians glancing your way. One of them, the same curly-haired man from earlier, smiles encouragingly, nodding in your direction as if asking you to join. Feeling the excitement bubbling within you, you rise, and before you can second-guess yourself, step forward to join the musicians. They make room for you, your laughter intertwining with theirs, the rhythm pulsing in your veins like the lifeblood of this very city. You grab an instrument from one of the nearby musicians, a small percussion instrument, perhaps a tambourine or a frame drum, and start to play along with the melody. The music wraps around you like an old friend, and you lose yourself in the beat, letting the melody guide your spirit as you sway to the rhythm. Laughter erupts, and soon you're joined by patrons who cheer you on, clapping to the beat, uniting around this spontaneous celebration of life and creativity. This feeling of connection, birthed from music, embodies everything you have come to cherish in Athens. In between songs, you share tales from your journey, how you've come to experience the richness of Athenian life in just a few short days, and the audience leans in, hungry for every bit of your personal narrative. The dialogue transforms from casual chatter to a heartfelt exchange, the answers to lifelong questions and curiosity about what binds humanity. Here in this tavern, city walls fade, distances collapse, and all that remains is the shared humanity that exists within these very moments. Each anecdote, sprinkled with humor and warmth, brings forth joy, camaraderie, and emboldened spirits. As night deepens around you, a sense of freedom laces through the air, intertwined with laughter and stories shared. You feel the essence of Athens, past lives intertwining with yours as people embrace your experiences and reciprocate with their own. Sound connects you all as the music flows, sustaining the circles of joy and laughter that fortify the bonds between total strangers. You glance around, marveling at the diverse collection of people gathered under one roof. Artists, philosophers, tradespeople, and maybe even a few retired warriors exchanging fond memories. Here lies the pulse of the city, an essence rich in diversity, filled with beauty in its collective history and positive energy. In all of this complexity, the realization lands in your heart that sharing stories is an innate human quality, one that transcends borders and strife. Soon, the musicians invite you to take a solo, thrusting you into the spotlight, their fingers dancing along the strings and rhythm accompanying your unraveled laughter. For a fleeting moment, you forget your inhibitions, pouring your heart into an improvised piece inspired by the very essence of Athenian life. Every note an homage to the connections you've cultivated, the beauty you've witnessed, and the appreciation you've felt for these gifted souls gathered. With the melody building, you invite the audience into your world, each strum carrying time's story. And in those moments, you sense the characters of your tale gaining body and voice. You can feel their laughter in the air and the echoes of shared existence growing stronger. As the last chords resonate through the room, the cheers and applause bounce off the walls, mingling like the fragrances of a shared meal. You step back, breathing heavily, but with a heart so full, you feel it might burst. Gratitude streams from your veins, and you know that no matter where you go from here, this vibrant exchange has painted a piece of your soul forever upon the canvas of Athens. You return to your place at the bar, feeling the warmth of connection lingering like a warm embrace, and raise your tankard to the others in joyous celebration. To life, you exclaim, laughter melding with the sounds of clinking cups all around, their cheers rippling through the tavern. Your senses are light with energy. That night envelops you with its vibrant tapestry of community spirit, filled with moments that defy time and space. Hours dissolve as laughter fills your heart, and as the crowd begins to dwindle, you can't help but feel you've woven yourself into the interlace of stories that blanket this city. When you eventually rise to leave, you carry the deep connections formed within these tavern walls, bound not by time, but by shared experiences. The rich tapestry of life in Athens stitched together piece by piece. As you wander home beneath a blanket of stars, the night air cools your skin, invigorating your spirit, reminding you that tomorrow waits just beyond the horizon, a new day rich with possibilities yet to unfold. With every step, You cherish the memories made and connections strengthened, knowing your journey in this ancient city has just begun. You feel the whispers of history optimistic in your ears as you walk with purpose, eager to embrace all that awaits. Back in your humble abode, you collapse onto your straw bed, your heart racing with exhilaration and gratitude before closing your eyes and drifting away into a world of dreams where tomorrow's adventures await. And as the moonlight dances through your dreams, you quietly muse to yourself, "Here's to Athens. May its stories, laughter, and spirit linger on within me forever." Awakening the next morning, the sun streams in through your window, casting a warm golden light across your room. You stretch and take a moment to relish the sensations of a brand new day unfolding before you. The memories of the joyous tavern and the camaraderie that filled the air linger vividly in your mind. A pleasant reminder that you are no longer just an observer in this ancient city, but a participant in the vibrant narrative that is Athens. Determined to carry that energy forward, you rise from your bed, dress, and step outside into the sun-drenched streets that feel even more familiar now. As you walk, sounds of life seep into your ears. The chatter of merchants setting up their stalls, the distant laughter of children playing games, and the harmonious strumming of a lyre somewhere down the road. You decide to wander toward the agora once again, feeling drawn to this heart of civic life where so much of Athens' spirit thrives. The wonderful intermingling of ideas, commerce, and culture calls to you, promising another opportunity to participate and engage. The sun is climbing steadily higher, ushering in the warmth of the day, and you feel invigorated, ready to embrace whatever unfolds. As you approach the agora, you notice the enticing sight of fresh produce laid out in colorful displays. One stall catches your eye, piled high with ripe figs, bright pomegranates, and other seasonal delights. Their vivid colors jump out at you, and you can almost taste the sweetness just by watching them. The vendor, an older man with twinkling eyes, beckons you closer. "Come, friend, taste the bounty of the earth," he calls out, his hands sweeping over the vibrant arrangements. You can't resist. The fruits look deliciously inviting. You choose a few figs, their skins taut and glistening with morning dew, and the vendor hands them over with a broad smile. "Freshly picked this morning, sweet as the song of a nightingale," he winks, and you can't help but chuckle at his playful banter. You bite into a fig, its sweetness exploding in your mouth, perfectly complementing the warmth of the sun shining above. Savoring the flavors, you engage him in conversation, curious about his life and experiences. As you chat, a group of children scamper by, giggling and chasing each other, their innocent laughter echoing in the air. The older man pauses mid-sentence, grinning at the sight. "Ah, to be young and full of dreams once again," he muses with a twinkle in his eye. "Doesn't it warm your heart?" you respond, echoing his sentiment. And the two of you share a brief moment of connection, a shared understanding of life's fleeting beauty. An exchange of smiles and simple joy passes between you, a reminder that life is colored by these little moments of connection. You carry your figs with you as you continue wandering through the agora, letting the buzz of life envelop you. Every step ignites your curiosity about the myriad stories currently unfolding around you. As you drift from stall to stall, you soak in the vibrant fabric of daily life, the artisans shaping pottery, the women bartering for textiles, and the philosophers animatedly debating their latest theories. Eventually, you hear the stirring tones of a familiar voice calling from a gathering. It's that same eloquent elder from yesterday, standing on a platform, sharing his wisdom as the crowd listens intently, Hanging on to his every word, you find a spot nearby, engaged once more by the warmth and authority of his presence. This time, he speaks on the significance of community and cooperation, emphasizing how the strength of Athens relies on its citizens supporting one another, as interconnected and vibrant as the vines entwined around the pillars of the temples. What we build here together is stronger than the bricks of any temple, he asserts confidently, his voice steady and clear, and you find yourself nodding in agreement. It's incredible to witness how these discussions inspire thought within the attendees. Each person is alive with ideas that flourish in this shared space. Interactions blossom daily here, where citizens animatedly contribute their observations and passions. In a way, it's invigorating to inspire those who listen, to allow others to share their thoughts and expand this web of connection. As the elder finishes his remarks, a hush falls over the crowd, soon broken by applause that resonates deeply within your chest. You feel that familiar tug, an urge to contribute, to join this ancient flow of storytelling and exchange. Today, you think, perhaps you could step outside your comfort zone a little further, engaging in your newfound Athens community. Taking a deep breath, you seek the courage to voice your thoughts. You approach with purpose, raising your hand and catching the elder's attention. "May I share a reflection?" you ask, and the crowd parts slightly, granting you a warm welcome as they lean in, eager to hear what you have to say. With a steadying breath, you express your gratitude for the community that has welcomed you, a stranger turned friend, sharing the profound connections you've developed with people over these few days. You recount how laughter, stories, and genuine friendship weave through the fabric of Athens, strengthening the ties that bind its citizens together. Historians still debate whether emotions can truly forge a stronger society than mere laws and policies, but you feel certain from your experience. It transcends mere governance. Your words resonate, and you can see sparks of recognition flicker in the listeners' gazes as you articulate the importance of these relationships. How each shared story, each act of kindness, shapes the narrative of who they are as a community. The elder beams at you, nodding approvingly, while the crowd listens attentively, some even smiling in collective understanding. Once you finish, applause erupts, and gratitude washes over you, filling you with warmth. A surge of excitement fills your heart, not just for the enthusiastic reception, but for having had the opportunity to contribute your voice to the gathering of citizens. Each positive exchange fortifies your spirit, reminding you of life's vibrant symphonic heartbeat. After your brief revelry, you step away from the platform, humbled yet elated, recognizing that a single voice can resonate through a collective life like ripples in water. As the crowd disperses, you see familiar faces in the audience. Even the boy who sold honey watches, grinning widely, proud as a little spectator, taking in the dreams of those around him. With a sense of purpose rekindled, you decide to wander towards a more intimate gathering you noticed earlier. Several poets have taken residence beneath a large olive tree, reciting their works, each weaving unique tapestries of emotion and thought with their skilled words. The spellbinding power of poetry fills the air, and you find solace in this sanctuary of art. You settle down among the audience, lulled by the melodic cadence of their verses. With every stanza, they paint vibrant pictures of love, tragedy, and the beautiful paradox of human existence, emotions that feel oddly familiar even outside the context of ancient Greece. The rhythmic articulation of their lives reminds you that feelings are universal, transcending time and culture, echoing deep truths of the human experience. With each recitation, your heart expands, connecting you to the poets and their themes, intertwining the grief and joy that exists within all of us. It strikes you that these artists, through their brushes of verse, contribute to the same rich tapestry that shapes the pulse of Athens. The room vibrates with an indescribable sense of community bound through expression, and you yearn to explore your own poetic inclinations further. Once the last poem is read, the audience erupts in heartfelt applause, and you find yourself clapping vigorously, hardly able to contain the gratitude swelling within you. You meet the eyes of fellow listeners, feeling an unspoken bond, a recognition of creativity's power to touch the human spirit and ignite an insatiable desire for connection. Afterward, a few poets invite small groups to share thoughts and inspirations sparked by their words. You join in, persuaded by the energetic discussion that unfolds and the encouragement to let your creativity flow. It feels like each thread drawn from this rich tapestry is placed together as a group, everyone learning from one another, building pieces of understanding while celebrating the human narrative. As you share your own thoughts, gleaning from your experiences, new layers of expression reveal themselves. Perhaps the poet within you sparks a yearning to intertwine your personal stories with lyricism, crafting poetry stitched from laughter and love, heartache and hope found in this shared human experience. That day becomes an awakening. Through sharing words, laughter, and stories, you realize that the heart of Athens beats in dialogues and connections. The world around you continues to blossom into a living, breathing tapestry, and you stand firmly among the colors discovered in these exchanges, inspired by this beautiful life. As the sun dips lower in the sky, casting lingering daylight through the olive branches, you finally decide to wander back to the agora before nightfall. The excitement of new experiences lingers in the air, and you feel a plea hum through your spirit. What other tales might you uncover, and how might your own reality continue to meld with this rich history surrounding you? Those thoughts fill your heart as you make your way through the familiar streets, your senses alive with inspiration. Today has blossomed beautifully, woven from words spoken, laughter shared, and connections formed. You recognize that your journey here transcends mere observation, breathing in each lesson and moment, like the vine-covered stones that stand stoically throughout the ages. Wandering into the last light of day, it's clear that greatness doesn't lie only in the grandeur of buildings, but in the shared stories that traverse generations. And as you tread these ancient paths, heart full of the life's beautifully woven fabric of stories and connections, you know tomorrow will bring with it even more moments waiting to be explored, more lives to touch, and perhaps even more poetry to create. You finally reach your humble quarters, seeing the sun lower into the horizon, wishing upon the evening stars to carry forward the stories found in the depths of your heart. As you prepare for sleep in the warm embrace of your little space, you realize that your experiences in Athens have ignited a passion to craft your own narrative, all the while being part of a much larger tale, forever enriched by this enchanted blend of humanity and history. With those thoughts swirling through your mind, you close your eyes, grateful for this day filled with artistry, connection, and shared wisdom. You drift off to sleep, nestled in the radiant beauty of life, where laughter dances in the air, thoughts weave through the night, and dreams connect the threads of past and present into a tapestry so vivid and alive, it fills your heart with anticipation for tomorrow's story waiting to unfold. Morning arrives with a gentle caress of sunlight streaming through your window, illuminating the room in warm hues that beckon you to awaken. As you stretch and shake off the remnants of dreams, A sense of exhilaration grips your heart. Today, you decide, will be an adventure unlike any you have yet experienced in this ancient city. You have felt the rhythm of life here, and each beat whispers potential, a call to delve deeper into the magic that binds Athens. Energized, you rise and prepare yourself, the air thick with excitement for what lies ahead. After snatching a few figs from your dwindling provisions, you step outside, inhaling the crisp morning air tinged with the fading sweetness of the previous day's adventures. The sun hangs low, painting the streets in shades of gold, and it doesn't take long before you find your way back to the agora, the heart of Athenian life pulsing with energy. Upon arrival, voices intertwine in a delightful murmur, rising and falling like waves, while street vendors call out enticing offers. The aroma of fresh bread and grilled meats wafts through the air, mingling with the fragrant spices of the nearby stalls. The buzz invigorates you. There is a sense of potential here that sparks the thrill of anticipation. You wander from stall to stall, exchanging pleasantries with familiar faces, enjoying friendly banter over good-natured haggling, soaking in every moment. It's a community filled not only with commerce but with shared experiences, where laughter and stories are the currencies of hospitality. It makes your heart swell, knowing you are slowly becoming a part of this vibrant tapestry, woven from the lives of those around you. While you explore, you overhear the unmistakable tones of an impromptu philosophical debate taking shape nearby. The spirited exchange pulls you closer, your curiosity piqued. A group of eloquent speakers stands passionately engaged, discussing the nature of virtue and its role in leading a fulfilling life. The way they challenge each other, building on ideas like a craftsperson shaping clay, is mesmerizing. You take a moment to listen. Their words flow with such fervor that you feel the entire agora vibrating with their energy. Amidst the discourse, you recognize a familiar voice, the elder from a few days prior, expertly guiding thoughts with wisdom and clarity. You can't help but admire how he catalyzes discussion, encouraging various viewpoints, weaving a narrative that captivates the crowd. The exchange feels incredibly relevant to the very essence of your own journey. It's as if they are exploring the heart of existence itself, just as you have done in your time here. Feeling inspired by the conversations, you inch closer to the group, your heart racing as you listen intently to the elders' musings on the importance of kindness in leadership. A true leader must embody virtue and treat those in their care with compassion, he asserts, and you nod at the universal truth of his words. He goes on to emphasize how wisdom flourishes in community, an idea echoed by the fervent nods of the people gathered around him. It all resonates deeply within you, how connection and community knit together the fabric of a meaningful life. Historians often debate whether Athens thrived because of its democratic experiment or the principles of virtue embraced by its citizens. In that moment, you feel certain that it is the harmony of both practiced ideologies, echoed through these dialogues, that gives life their vivid form. You ponder how you might share your own thoughts with this gathering. Inspired, you take a deep breath and step forward, raising your voice slightly above the chatter. "Excuse me, I'd like to share something," you say, eliciting a few curious glances in your direction. The elder's eyes light up with appreciation as he gestures for you to continue, inviting you into the circle of discussion. Summoning your courage, you speak of kindness's transformative power, the way it not only shapes a leader's character, but also impacts the lives of those around them. You share anecdotes from your journey in Athens, illustrating how small acts of compassion have fostered meaningful connections and created a feeling of belonging that enriches the lives of everyone involved. The crowd listens, their faces a mirror of engagement and understanding. You can feel a palpable energy shift as they absorb your reflection, your words weaving seamlessly into the larger dialogue. You recall moments in Athens that exemplified its spirit of camaraderie, like the laughter shared in the tavern, the kindness shown by the fruit vendor, and the warmth found in the embraces of new friends. These fragments of experience, coupled with the flowing exchange of ideas, form the very essence of the vibrant culture surrounding you. As you finish, you feel an overwhelming swell of appreciation for this community, one that welcomes dialogue, nourishes creativity, and fosters genuine connection. Applause rises around you, and the elder gives you an approving nod, instantly forming a bridge of camaraderie between your journey and the philosophies shared. The conversations resume, invigorated by your contribution, and you find a sense of belonging blooming within you. You gravitate back toward the merchant stalls to absorb the sights and sounds of life continuing all around you. Each interaction brightens your spirits, and you wave at familiar faces, knowing that you belong to a symphony of stories that compose the delightful narrative of Athens. With the sun climbing higher, you're brought back to another thought, the festival the young honey vendor spoke of. You remember his enthusiasm at the prospect of celebrating the gods of Olympus. A surge of excitement bubbles within you as you realize how exhilarating it might be to participate in such grand festivities, joining with locals and travelers alike to honor their heritage through vibrant rituals. With a newfound purpose, you ask around, gathering bits of information about the time and place for the festival. The buzz is electric. Everyone seems to share in the anticipation of what lies ahead, the festival poised to ignite joy and vigor among all who attend. As you receive directions, you feel a delightful sense of anticipation thriving in your chest, a spark of inspiration driving you forward. After gathering every ounce of knowledge about the festival, you wander back through the agora, your heart alight with thoughts of celebration and the joy of community. There's something magical about being part of a culture that embraces shared gatherings, wherein joy flourishes and binds people together. As you move through the marketplace and the energy spurs your enthusiasm, you make your way towards the edge of the city to catch sight of the festival preparations. As you approach, you see the streets adorned with colorful tapestries, garlands of flowers strung across the pathways, and altars dedicated to the gods, radiant with symbols of devotion and celebration. The atmosphere buzzes with anticipation. Vendors selling fragrant offerings, musicians warming up, and performers setting up in readiness to mesmerize spectators. The scene unfurls before you like a painting, a beautiful tapestry woven from visions of ancient traditions and communal celebration. You find a space amid the lively chaos, and the realization dawns on you that you are part of something significant, where each participant threads their story into the fabric of this gathering. The excitement of the locals gets under your skin as children dart between the stalls, giggling in blissful delight, while adults join in games and song, their faces glowing in the joyous anticipation. You eagerly take in these reflections and make a friend in a fellow festival goer, a young woman who shares her excitement for the festivities. Her enthusiasm is infectious, and for a moment, you simply revel in the shared joy of being present for this grand occasion. As the festival unfolds, you immerse yourself in the stunning performances and rituals, dancers adorned in flowing garments invoking the spirit of the gods, musicians strumming and plucking their instruments, actors embodying ancient tales that seem to come alive before your eyes. Each performance tells stories of love, courage, and heritage, resonating with everyone present, giving beauty to the rich traditions that have flowed through the ages. With every moment, you too feel your own story intertwining with those around you, a reminder of your place in this beautiful human tapestry. The laughter, the singing, the beautiful dances become a melody that cradles your heart, reminding you of both the fragility and the vibrancy of life. As daylight fades, colored lanterns begin to flicker to life, bathing the festival in an ethereal glow that amplifies the beauty of every facet present. The night reinforces a sense of unity. The harmonizing of voices celebrating the shared joys of existence brings intimacy to the community. You close your eyes for a moment, breathing deeply, and surrender to the feeling of belonging, knowing that each gathered soul adds depth to this shared experience. A spark ignites within you, fueling your desire to contribute once more, whether through your own story or through laughter shared. You want nothing more than to celebrate this gift of life among your newfound friends, echoing the vibrant spirit of Athens that has welcomed you. So, with the moon rising high above, you move to a more open area of the festival where people gather in circles of laughter and revelry. You join them, eager to share your voice in this enchanting world you've become part of. Holding hands with others, you form a circle that pulses with life, embodying togetherness through dance, laughter, and shared stories. Tonight, you hope to craft your performance, a testament to the spirit of community that has filled your heart. As the melodies swell, you enthusiastically join in, every stomp of your feet, every laugh, and every twirl weaving a dynamic thread into the fabric of celebration. Wave after wave of joy washes over you as you dance among friends, old and new, lost in the rhythm of the present moment. This is your ode to Athens, a joyous dance that reverberates through your very being, honoring the collective narrative of humanity, each week of life celebrated through the art of connection. As the festival continues through the night, you find yourself cradled in the warmth of friendships that span time, borders, and experiences. Here, under the watchful gaze of the stars, you realize you are not merely an observer or a participant. You are a storyteller, a thread woven through the very tapestry of existence that binds us all. And as the music swells, as laughter echoes, as stories unravel, you find peace washing over you, an irreversible gratitude for this beautiful journey you embarked upon, for the chance to connect and belong, and to contribute your own tale alongside Athens' glorious history. Through your participation in this vibrant festival, you smile inwardly, knowing that as long as you carry the spirit of connection, of joy, and of shared humanity, your journey continues to unfold, and with every step, you find yourself enriching that timeless narrative, generating not just stories within, but a legacy that transcends time. You embrace the night with its flickering lights and stars whispering sweet musings of adventure, knowing that the echoes of this festival will forever remain imbued within your spirit, illuminating your path forward. As the night deepens, you twirl and laugh alongside others, a lively spirit radiating warmth, while the ancient streets of Athens cradle your heart, marking each moment as you celebrate life and existence together in the rich tapestry of this beloved city. As dawn approaches, the vibrant energy of the festival begins to settle, blending with the quiet whispers of morning. You and your newfound friends linger in the fading glow of the festivities, gradually winding down as the night gives in to the soft embrace of the day. The laughter and music begin to ebb, leaving behind a sweet echo, a gentle reminder of the joy shared and bonds forged under the stars. The sky lightens, revealing soft shades of lavender and peach, illuminating Athens in a delicate palette that feels like a fresh start. As the crowd disperses slowly, you and your companions meander towards a small, unassuming tavern nearby. Eager to continue the revelry over breakfast, you find a cozy nook, the warm scent of bread baking in the oven wafting through the air, immediately welcoming and comforting. As you settle in, you share tales from the night, laughter spilling from your lips as you recall the most humorous moments, the impromptu dance-offs, the overly enthusiastic performances, and the unexpected friendships created. The camaraderie thickens around the table, the energy lingering as the sun rises higher in the sky. You relish in these connections, warmed by the casual familiarity that has quickly formed among you all. "Let's make a pact," one of your friends suggests, a smile lighting up her face. "To always join in on the festivities, to never miss an opportunity to celebrate life in Athens." The idea reverberates among the group, each of you nodding in agreement. It feels like a commitment, not just to participate in future adventures, but to embrace the essence of life itself, seizing the joy of living fully. The tavern owner, an affable fellow with a round belly and a heart to match, smiles as he brings over fresh bread and an assortment of cheeses, warm and inviting. "A feast fit for those who dance with the gods," he declares, setting down generous portions in front of each of you. The table is adorned with simple yet delectable offerings, and you can't help but feel grateful for these small but significant pleasures. As you break bread, sharing stories of dreams and aspirations, you realize how these moments of honesty and connection etch lasting memories into your heart. In the simplicity of food shared and laughter exchanged, you touch the essence of being, a reminder of the beauty found in the everyday act of coming together. With hearts full and bellies content, conversation shifts toward the adventures that await in Athens. The excitement bubbles anew at the thought of potential explorations yet to unfold. For a while, it feels as though you could stay here in this tavern, echoing laughter against the walls, while ordinary life continues to whirl outside. Yet, the pulse of adventure lingers, and you collectively make plans to explore neighborhoods together, to unearth hidden treasures within the city, a journey driven by curiosity and camaraderie. Finishing your meal, the spirit of togetherness still encapsulates you, and a wave of gratitude rushes over as you engage in joyous banter about everything from favorite foods to personal aspirations. Everyone shares their dreams, some of starting their own businesses, others aspiring to be poets, artists, or even political thinkers. As your friends recount their ambitions, you can't help but find inspiration in their fervor. Their hopes reflect a shared desire to contribute to the very fabric of the community you've all embraced, each story representing another thread woven into the rich tapestry of life in Athens. Soon, the sun climbs higher, and you part ways from the tavern, your spirits lifted, unknowingly scattering seeds of connection into the heart of the city as you set off individually on your quests. Your heart is light with joy as you roam through the winding streets of your beloved Athens, each alleyway teeming with possibility. You pause occasionally, allowing yourself to be drawn to vibrant markets filled with fresh fruits and aromatic spices, of vivid textiles fluttering in the warm breeze. Each stall feels like an invitation to connect, a moment where cultures combine and stories entwine. You meet vendors exchanging pleasantries, learning tales of their crafts, and discovering what fuels their passions. Along the way, You find a lovely mosaic shop where delicate pieces of colored stone are artfully arranged, each telling a story of its own. Intrigued, you engage with the artisan, who carefully explains the history of mosaics in ancient Greece, how they transformed spaces into canvases of expression. Your admiration for art deepens, fueled by the vibrant stories he shares of their role in cultural heritage and the way patterns can evoke emotions, bridging generations. As you leave the shop, you unexpectedly bump into the honey-selling boy. His face lights up when he sees you, excitement bubbling in his vibrant gaze. "Did you see the festival?" he asks enthusiastically, almost bouncing on his feet. "It was incredible. I can't wait for the next one." You smile, recounting bits of your own experience, sharing in the delight of a shared community that embraces such celebrations with open arms. "I want to be a champion in the next race," he declares, an imposing fire brightening his features, his dreams as vibrant as the pomegranates spilling from nearby stalls. His ambition is palpable, a reminder of the limitless spirit found in youth. "Then train hard. I'll be cheering for you," you encourage, feeling a sense of pride in his determination. His face beams back at you, and you part ways, knowing this fleeting encounter adds brightness to your day, an exchange of joy shared between you, reinforcing the sense of unity that thrives in Athens. With every step, you delve deeper into the heart of the city, exploring famed landmarks, unexpected nooks, and bustling streets filled with life. You find vibrant art murals and theatrical performances, infused with the spirit of creativity around every corner. Each place radiates warmth, a testament to the passion of the city's inhabitants, their laughter echoing back to mornings of festivity and the culmination of dreams in movement. After several hours of wandering, you find yourself gravitating toward a peaceful corner near the foot of the Acropolis. You lay down on a grassy knoll, the gentle warmth of the sun kissing your skin as you watch the clouds float lazily overhead. In this serene moment, you let the world around you wash over you, mingled with memories of Athens, the stories shared, the laughter exchanged, and the beauty of togetherness etched into the very fabric of your being. Reflecting on your journey, you realize how dramatically your outlook has shifted since your arrival. Initially, you were merely an observer, a stranger in an ancient land. Yet now, you are woven deep within the narrative, a part of the story that continues to unfold. Time spent learning, laughing, and sharing experiences has forged connections and bonds that resonate with profound beauty. Suddenly, the sound of laughter reaches your ears, pulling you from your reverie. You sit up and see a group of children playing nearby, their delight echoing through the open space. They run freely, engaging in games, animated discussions swirling between them as they dart about. You smile, watching them revel in their youthful abandon as they shout and cheer for one another, their spirits embodying the essence of life itself. Inspired, you rise and join them, letting their joy seize you in its embrace. You play along, engaging in their games, laughter pouring from your lips as you dance into the rhythmic beats of their youthful cheer. Those exuberant exchanges help to etch the fabric of your life further into the streets of Athens. With each round of laughter, you find another piece of your heart weaving itself seamlessly into the story of this city. Eventually, the sun begins to set again, casting a soft golden hue upon the horizon, and you feel a sense of peace settling in your pulse. All around you, reminders of warmth and community retain your focus, the vibrant colors of the day beginning to fade into the deeper shades of night. You find yourself once more in the familiar streets, where laughter fills the air, and there's a sense of anticipation for the day ahead. As you sit down in a tavern to celebrate with new acquaintances over a warm meal, you reflect on the joy woven into each moment. You've intricately layered connections into your life in Athens, each rich story adding depth to the blossoming narrative of your journey. As the evening unfolds, music streams through the air, souls enlivening the autumn twilight. You gather in a circle, voices rising and falling, echoing the rhythms of the day. Every shared moment incoming as colors blending into the painting of existence. You feel that the stories of Athens, both ancient and new, reflect the tales you're constructing in your heart, engraved in the footsteps of your adventures. Tonight, you celebrate the gift of connection, the spirit of adventure, and the joy of life that thrives within each human experience. And as you partake in the shared feast of laughter and song, you embrace the gift of this journey, filled with love, stories, and the vibrant tapestry of life in Athens. As the night stretches on, you know that this is just the beginning. The pages of your own story remain blank, awaiting the ink of tomorrow's adventures, and you are ready to embrace every moment, alive and attuned to the magic that envelops you. Under the starlit sky, you feel your heart swell with excitement, exhaling a gentle, shuddering breath as you anticipate all the joys yet to unfold. You find a comforting peace, cradled by the vibrant spirit of Athens, resting easily in the knowledge that you are truly home in this beautiful dance of life. As the lively atmosphere of the tavern envelops you with warmth and laughter, you find yourself grateful for the sense of belonging that has blossomed during your time in Athens. Your heart brims with joy as you connect with those around you, exchanging stories, sharing dreams, and celebrating the very essence of life that pulses vibrantly here. You forge bonds that feel like roots, grounding you in this community. Even as your journey continues, the musicians begin to play again, and the cheerful melodies ripple through the air. They strum their instruments, filling the space with ebbing harmonies that spark life into the evening. You sway gently to the rhythm, feeling the music stir something deep within your soul, igniting joy and connection with everyone gathered. It isn't long before an impromptu dance circle forms around the musicians, and laughter resonates in the tavern as people take turns showcasing their best moves. You can't resist. The joyful energy beckons you, and before you know it, you've joined the fray, laughing as you twirl and spin, the rhythm guiding your every step. Each movement feels liberating, freeing you from inhibitions and encouraging you to dance with abandon, as if the very joy of the moment will flow through your veins forever. As your feet dance upon the wooden floor, you lose yourself in the rhythm, surrounded by merry friends who sing along. The festival spirit ignites within you, a reminder of how interconnected human experiences can blossom through shared laughter and storytelling. Each twirl and step evokes spirited camaraderie, and you're swept away by the sheer magic of the evening. You find yourself crossing paths with the elders from previous days, the ones wrapped in philosophical discourse, who now join the celebration. Their faces are radiant, delighted to see the youthful exuberance of the next generation mingling with the wisdom of their years. You find comfort in their presence, knowing that the continuation of stories has led to this very moment, the joyful embrace of life shared across generations. In spells of laughter and spontaneous dance, you catch whispered fragments of conversations, tales lamenting old friendships and recounted legends, hints of gossip, and the most whimsical anecdotes shared. When someone sits by you, exchanging tales over the clamor of the music, you find pensiveness mixed with joy as the stories weave in and out, creating an overarching narrative that binds everyone in celebration. "Tell me your greatest adventure," a companion nudges, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. The invitation pulls at your heart, and you soon begin recounting the thrilling moments from your time in Athens, the festival, the connections, and your newfound friendships that have colored your days with vibrancy. Feeling their excitement and energy radiate back toward you, you know this feeling is one that cannot be captured alone. It surges through the very essence of community. In response, your companions share their own tales, each person contributing a unique thread to the night's tapestry. Textures of laughter and zest for life echo across the tavern. You find yourself crying with mirth, listening to stories of love, loss, and adventure, recognizing that every single narrative, no matter how grand or modest, forms a pivotal piece of what it means to live fully. As the fire of camaraderie warms you from within, the musicians shift their melodies to a more soulful ballad, enchanting the audience and encouraging gentle swaying. Pairs embrace, friendships manifest deeper connections, and you lean into the moment, letting the music become a vessel that carries you through the heart of the night. When the song comes to a tender close, the tavern erupts in applause, and you feel a mix of nostalgia and newfound understanding. A blissful reminder that the vibrancy of this community emerges from the sincerity of shared experiences and the beauty found in each interaction. Suddenly, the tavern owner steps forward, raising his cup in a toast. To life, to friendship, and to the stories that bind us all, his voice booms with cheer. And all around you, voices join in crescendo, echoing a resounding affirmation. You raise your cup high, joining in the celebration, a flicker of warmth igniting your heart. As the evening unfolds, you gaze around, feeling grateful. The faces illuminated by flickering candlelight all seem familiar, united through shared joy. You're struck by the realization that whether you're listening to verses of poetry, sharing laughter, or participating in lively debate, it's the threads of connection imbued in each moment that create the foundation of this extraordinary experience. Once the smiles settle, a few friends propose a late-night walk through the city streets, the idea bubbling with familiarity and thrill. The moon hangs high above, its silvery light casting a gentle glow on the homes and cobblestones. Strange as it may sound, you can already feel the stories that lie hidden in the corners of ancient buildings. Eager to indulge in nocturnal wonders, you descend into the night, the stars winking above like secret muses beckoning you forward. Under the canopy of twilight, conversations flow effortlessly, weaving tales both funny and poignant. You're filled with camaraderie as you navigate through neighborhoods, sharing anecdotes, reflecting on philosophy, and laughing aloud with spirited joy. You hear echoes of life cascading through the alleys, the chatter of fellow Athenians creating a rich tapestry of existence all around you. As you wander, you find yourself drawn towards sites of historical significance, perhaps a marketplace where the wise once debated, or a quiet temple where the echoes of prayers linger like whispers from years gone by. You stand atop a hill and look down at the sprawling city illuminated beneath the night sky. Each flickering light a reminder of the stories unfolding below. This city is indeed alive, and in this moment, you can feel yourself growing more entwined with its spirit. Eventually, you come to a stop in a quaint square, flowers blooming in every nook, painted murals expressing the collective emotions of the city. Here, beneath the night's embrace, you decide to gather around a more tranquil space where a few friends begin to share their own reflections, enriching the shared experience. Isn't it incredible how we begin as strangers and yet become family? One friend muses, an understanding glimmering in her eyes, a quiet acceptance of each life story shared, each adventure embraced. You reflect on your journey so far, the connections made, the joys experienced, and the warmth created by sharing lives in this vibrant tapestry. Absolutely, you reply, mindful of how these bonds intermingle and create a sense of home within the chaos. It's a reminder how love and laughter can transcend boundaries, forging connections that transcend time. As you sit together, you feel the depth of understanding thicken, reinforcing the uniqueness of the plant's lifting spirits as fresh as ever. The conversation deepens with musings of dreams and aspirations, sharing what it means to find purpose in life. And soon, you're lost in a shared reverie, with insights pouring over each other, blending seamlessly like warm honey. You find yourself wondering how deeply these connections might continue to evolve. Would you stay in touch? Would mere glimpses through each other's lives be enough to carry the spirit of this camaraderie forward? The questions swirl, filled with delightful uncertainty, but you feel a sense of determination growing. It would be worth striving to maintain these new friendships born of joy. Underneath the vast night sky, with the soft sound of laughter still ringing in your ears, you close your eyes for a moment, breathing in the essence of this gathering. Each rising note merging into a sense of connectivity that resonates deeply within your heart. Time, it seems, flows differently in Athens. Each moment stretches outwards, enriched by shared connection and heartfelt intimacy. You dream of what lies ahead, basking in the generosity of the evening and knowing that even as this chapter closes, many more await, each a new note in the symphony of your life. For now, you are here, surrounded by friends, the warmth emanating from shared stories embracing you as a cloak. And as the vibrant sounds of laughter linger in the night, you smile, ready and eager to embrace every hue of life that lies ahead, treasuring the essence of connection that will warmly cradle you throughout your journey. With a heart full of gratitude, you lean back and admire the stars above, whispering a silent prayer of thanks to the universe for the beauty found in this shared existence. Tomorrow promises new adventures to pursue, deeper bonds to forge, and perhaps even fresh stories that will become part of the rich tapestry of Athens, each experience becoming another treasured thread weaving its way into your life. And as you sit among friends, you inhale the joyous atmosphere of this vibrant city, knowing you are alive, connected, and ready for whatever comes next. As the last echoes of laughter from the evening dissipate into the serene stillness of the night, you catch a glimpse of the first faint light of dawn creeping over the horizon. The sky transitions from deep navy to hues of pale lavender and soft pinks, and a gentle breeze sweeps through the square, carrying whispers of the city waking up from its slumber. You feel a sense of anticipation ripple through your heart. A new day waiting, full of potential and adventures yet to unfold. Your companions begin stirring, rubbing sleep from their eyes and stretching lazily in the soft morning light. Engaging in light-hearted conversations, you feel the camaraderie from the night before linger, an unbreakable thread woven from shared stories and laughter. A few still wear the remnants of their joyous celebrations, a smudge of honey on a cheek, a slightly tousled hair, and the bright brightness of the night still twinkling in their eyes. As the sun fully rises, casting its warm glow upon the Athenian streets, you all decide to embark on a leisurely morning stroll. With light hearts, you wander through the emptying square, passing closed vendors, and navigating the narrow paths embellished with the colourful blooms of flowers bidding farewell to their evening dance. You notice a lingering aroma of bread from a nearby bakery, irresistible and inviting, as the baker waves at you, welcoming all those who dare to indulge in the sweet aroma ever present. Fresh pastries, best in Athens, he proclaims, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. You and your friends chuckle, drawn toward the promise of baked goodness. With appetites growing, you eagerly sample a selection of freshly baked goods, flaky pastries stuffed with feta and spinach, sweet rolls drizzled with honey, and soft bread still warm from the oven. Each bite dances on your tongue, a delightful blend of flavors, reflecting the artisanship of Athens' culinary culture. You savor every morsel, feeling as though you are partaking in the very essence of the city. A shared breakfast tasting conveys affection, bonding, and gratitude. With bellies full and spirits rejuvenated, your friends suggest taking a day to explore the nearby museums, the throbbing heart of art and history that complements the vibrant spirit of the city. Enthusiastic nods resound, and a plan forms. History and creativity intertwine in Athens, and the prospect of immersing yourselves in the stories of art, language, and culture resonates deeply with all of you. You wander to the nearby Museum of Classical Antiquities, marveling as you step inside. The cool air wraps around you, instantly comforting as you gaze at the intricate sculptures and artifacts that span centuries. Each piece tells a story, preserving the whispers of the past, while the polished marble glistens in the soft light. You can feel a sense of reverence fill the room as you meander slowly. Each artifact, like the threads of life, creates a timeline that runs parallel to your journey. As you admire a striking statue of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, you feel an urge to connect with the ideals she represents. Reflecting on the lessons learned, you recall her embodiment of strength and intellect, spurring you to ponder how you can emulate those qualities in your own life. You share your thoughts with one of your friends, who nods appreciatively, and the two of you lose yourselves in a rich dialogue about empowerment and courage, what it means to embrace the journey, both individually and collectively. After wandering through the halls of history, you find yourselves in a small sunlit room filled with intricate pottery, each piece depicting stories of life in ancient times. Your love for these artistic creations deepens. It becomes clear that they not only serve as practical objects, but also as vessels for preserving culture and memory. Each ornate design feels like an open window into the past, allowing you to glimpse the lives lived long ago. As you touch one of the beautifully crafted pots, you imagine the hands that molded it, filled with dreams and aspirations of their own. Art is a way of breathing life into the past, don't you think? Your friend says, watching you marvel at the craftsmanship. Those stories still resonate today, inviting us to engage and reflect. You couldn't agree more. It's as if the artifacts echo the emotional narratives that have shaped humanity, reminding you that every individual story carries weight in the grand tapestry of existence. Before you leave the museum, you climb the spiral staircase, leading to an open rooftop terrace, offering a breathtaking view of the city, where the majestic Acropolis looms over the skyline like a guardian. Standing side by side with your friends, you share the wonder of the scene before you. The terracotta roofs shimmering under the sun, the streets woven like threads around the golden monument that stands witness to centuries of stories. It's beautiful, you whisper, awe washing over you in waves. To think all of this holds the history of lives, loves, and legends. Your heart swells with gratitude for the moments you've experienced and the connections you've forged within these ancient walls. As you soak it all in, you find a moment of reflection washes over you. You are not merely an observer anymore. You have become part of this history, a connection woven through shared experiences. Each moment in Athens resonates with depth and meaning, nurturing your longing for belonging and story. After bidding farewell to the museum, you and your companions make your way through the city streets, exploring local shops, vibrant markets, and hidden alleys, each step immersing you in the ever-present energy that defines Athens. The laughter of children and the rhythmic bustle of daily life form a backdrop that echoes the beauty of your shared experiences. As you explore, you happen upon a picturesque square where a street performer captivates an eager audience, breathing life into the melodies of a traditional Greek song. You stop to watch, awed by the energy in the surrounding crowd. People gathering together in unison, every voice harmonizing, caught in the moment that speaks to the collective heart of Athens. Join in, your friends encourage, nudging you toward the thrumming vibrancy of the performance. You can feel your heart race with excitement and anticipation. You want to embrace this moment fully, to lose yourself in the beauty of life shared. You step forward, buoyed by camaraderie, and join the fluid rhythm of the dance, letting the music pull you in as you twirl and sway. Laughter erupts all around you, faces aglow with joy, and soon you find the whole group dancing together, embracing the spontaneity that marks this beautiful city. With each spin and step, you dance not just with your friends, but you connect with the countless souls who have once danced beneath these same stars. Each movement echoes the rhythm of history, the unfolding stories that have shaped Athens into a living, breathing tapestry. In this moment, you feel utterly alive, cradled by the shared warmth of humanity. As the sun begins to dip lower, casting ethereal shades of orange and gold across the square, you realize how powerful these connections are, how laughter, rhythm, and shared experience can transcend time and bind people together across generations. Once the performance concludes, a wave of applause cascades over the crowd, voices of joy echoing above the cobblestones. The performer graciously bows, and your friends reach for each other's hands, forming a chain that unites your spirits as you celebrate the serendipity of this day. With nightfall approaching, you decide to seek out a tavern known for its traditional music. Excitement tugs at your heart as you dream of the vibrant sounds of bouzoukis and the rhythmic beats of live musicians welcoming the descending stars. Arriving at the tavern, you step inside. A rush of good-natured chaos envelops you. The laughter, the clanging of dishes, and the music swirling together like a delightful potion. You settle into a corner table, the scent of grilled meats and baked bread filling the air. The ambience hums with energy. People recline, shouting playful banter across tables. Cheerful conversations compete with musicians gracefully playing traditional tunes. As you sip on your drink, anticipation builds, the atmosphere throbbing with warmth and life. Before long, the musicians take the stage, and you feel the rhythm awaken something deep within you. You eagerly join in with the applause, a communal celebration of creativity that amplifies the spirit of unity. The music swells and swirls, creating a tapestry of sound that beckons you. You can't resist. It's infectious and invigorating. As you join the crowd, the joyful spirit ignites, and soon you find yourself swaying to the rhythm. You lose track of time as the beat pulses through your veins, lifting you higher. The whole tavern becomes a living entity, a celebration, an outpouring of life expressed through music, movement, and laughter. At some point, you catch sight of the musicians, their expressions fierce and passionate, fingers deftly dancing over their instruments, each note echoing like a heartbeat. The intimacy of the moment fills you with wonder as you lose yourself in the energy, the stories told through their melodies. You find your place in this world, human connection pouring through song and laughter, blending you into the vibrant narrative of Athens. Nights like these, filled with artistry and community, remind you of the beauty and magic life may hold when embraced fully. Lost in the euphoria of the evening, conversations spark, old friendships are rekindled, and new bonds are formed, all centered around the gentle warmth of shared experiences. There's a palpable enchantment in every corner, and you find yourself reveling in that enchantment, the threads of your story weaving seamlessly with the untold tales surrounding you. Time melts away, and you savor each moment while the vibrancy of the night settles around you. As the tavern clinks with laughter well into the early hours, you can't help but cherish the entire day. The beautiful tapestry of connections, laughter, and adventure unfolding like petals of a flower. With your heart soaring, a sense of endless possibilities envelops you. The experiences you've shared here, artists, scholars, merchants, and fellow wanderers, all serve as gentle reminders of the universality of the human experience, the joy and the energy that comes from reaching out to one another. It's a legacy that reverberates through the music and laughter filling the night air. As the sun begins to rise over the horizon once again, casting soft rays through the tavern windows, you contemplate tomorrow and the stories yet to be written. There is still so much to explore, learn, and embrace, each moment unfurling like a flower, leading you into the beauty of a future brimming with adventures and cherished connections. With renewed enthusiasm, you allow the memory of this magical night to settle into your heart as you stand to leave. The tavern fades into the backdrop of your journey, echoing with promise. As the first light of dawn kisses your face, you leave behind a piece of yourself in Athens, and in return, you carry forward the stories, love, and laughter that have become irrevocably intertwined with your own journey. And as you walk toward the rising sun, you embrace the spirit of possibility, ready to greet whatever new day comes next, knowing that life, like art, is best lived in vibrant, colorful strokes of connection that make the canvas of your existence a work of beauty. With hope swelling within you and a song in your soul, you march forward, open to every experience awaiting you on this incredible journey. The sun crests over the horizon, the golden light pouring across Athens as you walk through the awakening streets. The air is fresh and crisp, a gentle breeze brushing against your skin and urging you to greet the day with enthusiasm. Feeling invigorated, your mind dances with the recollections of the festive night you shared in the tavern, laughter echoing like a sweet melody in your heart. Determined to make the most of this new day, you set off with a sense of purpose. As you stroll through quiet alleyways adorned with blooming flowers, it occurs to you how each turn of Athens' streets holds stories waiting to be unearthed like hidden treasures. Today feels like another page in your adventurous anecdote, a chance to delve deeper into the life around you and explore what makes this city so vibrant. Drawn by the sense of freshly baked goods, you make your way to a nearby bakery. As you enter, the warm embrace of the place envelops you, filling your senses with the delightful aromas of golden breads and pastries. The baker, a stout woman with flour-dusted hands, greets you with a bright smile that could rival the morning sun. "Welcome. What can I get for you today?" she asks, her eyes sparkling with warmth. You scan the array of mouth-watering offerings before you, each more tempting than the last. After a moment of contemplation, You settle on a warm pastry stuffed with sweet cheese and honey. The first bite is heavenly. The flavors rich and satisfying, perfectly embodying the hospitality that pours from every corner of Athens. Rejuvenated by your breakfast, you feel a pull toward the historic ruins you've yet to explore, eager to connect with the stories that shaped ancient lives. You make your way to the ancient agora, the very heart of Athenian life, where merchants, thinkers, and adventurers gathered for centuries. Your footsteps echo softly against the ancient stones, a reminder that countless souls have walked before you, adding their whispers to the landscape. As you wander through the ruins, you absorb the remnants of what was once the epicenter of culture, politics, and commerce. The buildings stand tall against the blue sky, whispering tales of democracy and philosophy. The echoes of Socratic dialogues seem to resonate in the very air you breathe. You pause to take in the temple of Hephaestus, its columns imposing and graceful, a monument to craftsmanship and devotion. You picture citizens gathered here amid spirited discussions, their voices rising above the clamor of daily life, shaping the future with every word shared. It's awe-inspiring to think that this city acted upon ideas of valor, wisdom, and reason, propelling civilization forward. You chuckle to yourself, considering how far technology has come, yet marveling at how the core of human connection remains unchanged. While lost in contemplation, you notice a group of students sketching the temple, working to capture its essence on parchment. Intrigued, you approach them, admiring their dedication and focus. You strike up a conversation, exchanging your own thoughts about the structure's beauty and the stories it holds. They share their own dreams of inspiring others through their artistry, and you can't help but feel inspired in turn. It's invigorating to engage with young minds bursting with ideas, reflecting the continuity of genius threaded through the heart of this city. After bidding them farewell, you continue your exploration, finding yourself drawn toward the vibrant marketplace just outside the agora. This lively hub is an incredibly dynamic space, a blend of voices, colors, and aromas swirling together to create an immersive experience. Merchants engage in boisterous banter as they peddle their wares, each stand brimming with fresh fruits, fabrics, and handcrafted trinkets. Laughter and shouts fill the air as patrons haggle and engage in cheeky conversations. You dive into the bustle, finding yourself captivated by the stalls. The colors are striking: citrusy oranges, lush greens, and deep purples of figs and grapes create a visual feast. Nearby, an artisan skillfully shapes beautiful pottery, gracefully molding clay, while sharing laughter with a friend. Feeling the tingle of excitement, you approach a stall adorned with intricately designed jewelry, delicate silver and gold pieces that sparkle like stars. You engage the jeweler, an elderly man with piercing blue eyes. He passionately recounts the stories behind his creations, each piece embodying a facet of Athenian life, immersed in symbolism and history. Curiosity piqued, you listen as he describes one piece. A beautiful necklace featuring a pendant shaped like an olive branch, symbolizing peace and prosperity. A powerful representation of both Athenian culture and your own sense of hope. You purchase the necklace, the warm glow of the transaction, leaving you with a cherished reminder of your journey. As you move deeper into the market, you find a stall selling hand-spun textiles. You run your fingers over the vibrant fabrics, each imbued with the life of color and artistry. The merchant, a cheerful woman, shares her technique as she deftly works at the spinning wheel, weaving tales of her family's craft that has been passed down for generations. Each interaction feels alive with warmth and authenticity. grounding you further in the essence of Athens, a city rich in creativity and interconnectedness. As you immerse yourself in these exchanges, it dawns on you how these connections matter so deeply, not just in terms of commerce, but in collective humanity. These moments are part of a larger narrative, showcasing the unfolding story of life, family, dreams, and artistry. Eventually, the sun mounts higher in the sky, and you find yourself growing tired as afternoon settles in. Sensing your need for respite, you stroll toward a nearby cafe, eager to indulge in a refreshing drink. The cafe is inviting, with lush greenery climbing the walls and tables adorned with colorful blooms. You choose a small outdoor table, the gentle breeze rustling the leaves above you. As you sip on a chilled drink infused with citrus and herbs, you take a moment to soak in your surroundings. The charm of the cafe captures the essence of Athens, the sound of friendly chatter, melodic laughter mingling with the flavors of life, and you allow yourself a moment of quiet reflection. Your thoughts drift toward your journey thus far, the powers of connection, the lessons learned, and the profound warmth of friendship you've discovered. In these past few days, you've tasted the richness of life through laughter and joy, and you feel something stirring, a creative impulse whispering to you, beckoning you to explore your own voice as a storyteller. As sunlight flickers through the branches overhead, you take out your journal from your satchel, allowing fresh inspiration to spill forth onto the pages. You begin to jot down your thoughts, snippets of reflections, sketches of ideas that come to mind. Losing yourself in the flow of creativity feels like an artistic dance. Every word is a step forward, each phrase a new connection woven into the fabric of your journey. The act of creation brings you solace, filling you with purpose, reminding you of the inherent beauty found in the union of storytelling and connection. This is where your heart feels at home, among the pages that capture fleeting thoughts, shared experiences, and the extraordinary moments that make life unforgettable. As you continue to write, the cafe around you pulsates with life, every sound shaping a memory, accentuating your creative process. The shared stories of Athens become the ink that fills your pages, a collection of memories waiting to be transformed into something more. Eventually, you realize that the sun is beginning to set, painting the sky with vibrant strokes of orange and violet, a gentle reminder that life is fleeting and every moment is precious. You lean back, allowing yourself a moment of gratitude for how much you've grown amidst the culture, laughter, and friendships fostered over these few days. Stowing your journal carefully into your satchel, you leave the cafe, re-energized and ready to see what lies ahead. The city transforms under the blanket of night, a different atmosphere draping the streets, with twinkling stars peeking above as the air cools. Curiosity pulls you toward the bustling agora once more, where sound and laughter intertwine in celebration. You navigate the streets with ease now, familiar faces lighting up the night as they beckon you to join in the fun. A yearning rises within you, the festival of the gods, echoing in your mind, the anticipation for laughter, music, and further connections looping back toward your spirit. Once you find yourself at the heart of the agora, a vibrant tapestry unfolds around you, and it sweeps you into its embrace like an old friend. The air is thick with joy and the excitement of the festival. Performers set to entertain, merchants share tales of their goods, and children twirl and skip, totally enraptured in the night's festivities. You breathe deeply, feeling the heartbeat of the city resonate within you once more, invigorating your spirit with every moment. Laughter mingles with melodies and the echoes of conversations swirl together like a harmonious collage that beckons you to join, immersing you deeper into the spirit of togetherness. Entertainers capture attention with dazzling acrobatics. Musicians play lively tunes, inviting everyone to dance. And you feel that familiar urge pulling at your heart, the desire to be part of the warmth and vibrancy enveloping you. In the heart of the portal, a circle forms as local dancers begin to move, their steps fluid and electric. You can't resist. Guided by the rhythm, you step in, swirling and twirling as laughter spills over among your friends. The sense of joy and connection felt here breeds exhilaration, reminding you just how much life flourishes when shared. With every shared heartbeat of movement and every laugh exchanged, you lose yourself in the embrace of the city, celebrating not just the joyous moments experienced, but the rich tapestry of relationships that Athens has gifted you. Each moment in this vibrant city becomes a story braided into the larger narrative of existence, a testament to laughter, love, and connection. Immersed in the dance, the rhythm of life pulses around you. Each twirl, each laugh, each beat builds into an orchestra of existence. What you've encountered in Athens, alive and woven together through shared humanity, fuels a sense of purpose within you. Tonight, surrounded by the melodies of laughter and ancient stories, you are reminded of the beauty found in connection, resilience, and the artistry of storytelling, collectively constructing a vibrant narrative that shapes lives, transcends time, and cultivates hope for future generations. As the night deepens and the celebrations continue, you surrender yourself to the magic of the evening, feeling every heartbeat blend into a single story, a story of life that resonates across ages, fields, and languages. And as you dance and find joy among kindred spirits, you realize that your own tale, woven seamlessly into the essence of Athens, is just another vibrant thread in the grand tapestry of humanity, a truth that will resonate with you long after this festival ends, illuminating your journey ahead. In the embrace of the night, the world around you dances with light and laughter, each moment bursting with raw vitality. You twirl, your feet light on the cobbled paths, the music guiding your every movement. The sounds of traditional bouzouki and jubilant voices surround you, creating an atmosphere thick with joy and camaraderie. Each laugh and every hearty cheer serves as a reminder of the connections forged in the city, a community woven together through shared experiences and unguarded moments. As you dance among friends, you steal glances at the crowd. Faces glow in the patchwork of lantern light, illuminated by a sense of collective celebration. You feel an overwhelming gratitude for this journey, the countless stories that have unfolded, the laughter shared, the friendships made, and the warmth of connection that now infuses your spirit. Most notably, you realize how transformative this experience has been. You came to Athens as a mere traveler, drawn by curiosity and the rich history that permeates its streets. Now, you find yourself anchored in the heart of the community, your own stories emerging through the laughter and love of new friends. With every spin and heartbeat, you embrace that enchanting melody wrapping around every moment. You lose yourself further in the rhythm of life that is uniquely Athenian, the vigor that spills into every dance step you take, echoing the spirits of visionaries, artists, and thinkers who have shaped this land for centuries. Before long, you step away from the thrumming dance circle, feeling the heat of the celebration still coursing through you. Laughing, you retreat to the periphery where food vendors are still hard at work, a tantalizing blend of aromas drawing your attention like a moth to a flame. The enticing smell of grilled meats mixed with the sweetness of honey and fresh herbs makes your mouth water. You approach one stall where skewers of grilled souvlaki sizzle on the grill, and your stomach growls in response. "Can you recommend a dish?" You ask a vendor who smiles broadly, clearly enjoying the atmosphere and the patrons surrounding him. He hands you a plate filled with succulent meat and marinated vegetables, the flavors bursting lavishly upon your taste buds as you savor each bite. This culinary adventure, too, feels like part of the tapestry of experience. Each morsel a reminder of the vibrancy of flavors that reflects the spirit of Athens. After indulging in the savory feast, you decide to explore a little further, your senses still alive with the festival's energy. You notice a small group gathering around a storyteller, their expressions a mix of curiosity and intrigue. Compelled, you drift toward them, settling in to listen. The storyteller, an older woman with kind eyes and a voice as soothing as a gentle breeze, spins tales from the depths of Greek mythology. Heracles, Odysseus, epic adventures woven with laughter and poignant lessons. Her animated gestures and the twinkle in her eye pull you in, casting a spell over the audience as each word hangs suspended in the air, stunning everyone into wide-eyed anticipation. With every story recounted, you feel the layers and nuances of life reflected back at you. Lessons of bravery, honor, and the consequences of actions. It all resonates deeply within, shaping your understanding of what it means to live authentically. You find yourself hanging on to her every word, feeling that she is not merely recounting legends but articulating truths that transcend time and connect humanity. After the performance, you make your way to the front to express your appreciation, feeling compelled to thank her personally. Your storytelling brings these tales to life, you share, warmth blooming within you. It's so refreshing to be reminded of the significance of these stories. Her smile deepens, her eyes twinkling with understanding. "Stories are the heartbeat of our culture," she replies, her voice steady and calm. "They breathe life into our past and connect us to our future. Never lose sight of the power of your own storytelling." Her words wrap around you like a warm embrace, filled with wisdom and encouragement. A gentle hush falls over you as you ponder her insight. The weight of her message settles in, reminding you of your own journey. You've learned how storytelling, your authentic voice, can weave itself into the lives of others. You feel a surge of empowerment, invigorated by her reminder to embrace the tales that reside within your heart, to continue creating spaces for connection no matter where you go. As you stroll back out into the thick of the night, you see the tapestry of the festival still unfolding, vibrant and alive, and your soul overflows with hope. You consider how Athens comes alive not just through its ancient history, but through the present, through the stories shared, the lives touched, and the moments that forge lasting bonds. Armed with the wisdom you've gathered, you rejoin your friends in the heart of the festival, laughter filling the air like sweet music. You bask in their presence, the essence of connection wrapping around each of you like a cloak woven from shared stories. Amid the night's celebration, you feel the urge to step back into the dance once more. You gather your friends in hand, pulling them into the swirling rhythm once again. The music envelops you and the world spins in playful delight. Each step a joyful affirmation that you are alive, beautifully intertwined with the city and the community that has welcomed you. Time flows effortlessly as you lose yourself in the rhythm, feeling utterly free. Each laugh radiates pure joy, intertwining with the melodies, marking this moment as a vivid memory in your heart. You dance with abandon, allowing the music to guide you, each twirl igniting the spirit within. With every beat, you realize you have become part of a story, an adventure unfolding that entwines with the vibrant history of Athens. As the night deepens and stars twinkle above, you finally take a break, your breath coming in happy gasps. You retreat to a quieter corner of the festival, taking a moment to absorb the atmosphere around you, the laughter, the vibrant colors, and the scent of food wafting through the air. You glance around, admiring the faces that are illuminated by the festival lights, each one reflecting joy, camaraderie, and connection. Sitting on a stone bench, you pull out your journal, feeling a spurt of inspiration rush through you. You begin to write about the moments that have shaped your experience. The laughter shared with new friends, the stories exchanged, and the wisdom imparted by the elders. Each line you craft feels like you're stitching together a quilt of memories that will forever be woven into the fabric of your life. The night swirls on around you as you write, allowing the world to fade into a soft hum. Each moment crystallizes in your mind, and you know they will forever live on in your stories, illuminating your journey ahead. As you finish your reflections, you look up to see that the energy of the festival is still vibrant, but beginning to mellow into a twilight lull. You decide to merge back into the crowd, seeking to enjoy one last dance and soak in the memories before the evening concludes. Returning to the heart of the celebration, you feast your eyes on the performers, beautifully intricate costumes twirling under the moonlight, and the music echoing against the walls of history. It feels like a culmination of lives, stories, art, and ideas, interconnected threads woven into a multitude of voices, all rising together to dance beneath the stars. With a joyful heart, you reclaim your place in the throng of dancers, intertwining with your friends to the mesmerizing rhythm that envelops you. The laughter, the joy, and the unity of the moment feel as if they could last forever, because in this space, it truly becomes timeless. As the final notes of the evening's music drift into the night, a sense of longing mingles with contentment as you all celebrate one last time. Under the gentle embrace of the stars, you hold your friends close, appreciating the profound connection binding you all together. You find a quiet moment to express your gratitude aloud, as hearts glow brightly with joy. "Thank you for sharing this incredible journey with me," you say, your voice warm and genuine, as you absorb the loving looks from your companions, grasping hands tightly. As the last flickering lanterns begin to dim, the bonds you forged over these days now feel eternal, embedded in the very fabric of your being. You acknowledge the rich exchange of experiences you've had, the stories, the friendships, the celebrations of life, and you know they will accompany you far into the journey ahead, illuminating your path. And as you walk through the dimming light with your friends, voices mingling in laughter, you realize this beautiful city has bestowed upon you its essence, a hope for connection, love for storytelling, and a reminder to cherish every moment of life. You inhale deeply, filled to the brim with contentment, and allow the brightness of Athens to nestle in your heart. Here beneath the stars, intertwined with laughter and love, you are prepared for whatever lies ahead, knowing that your adventures are just beginning, and the stories yet to weave shimmer bright on the horizon. Life dances before you, an open tapestry waiting for your hand to craft the vibrant threads of your own narratives unfurling. As the first light of dawn begins to break over the horizon, casting soft hues of pink and orange across the sky, you feel the exhilarating pull of possibility in the air. The vibrancy of Athens has wrapped itself around you like a beloved shawl, and you awake with a heart brimming with anticipation for what this day has yet to unfold. Sleeping in fits after such a jubilant night, you stretch your arms wide and draw a deep breath, invigorated by the richness of life all around you. The air is still cool, a refreshing balm against the warmth of your thoughts, and you leap from your bed, filled with a sense of purpose. Today is a new chapter, a canvas yet to be painted, with the delightful memories of laughter, dance, and stories swirling in your mind. You feel a renewed commitment to seek out the beauty that life offers, both in small moments and grand experiences. As you step outside, the world comes alive around you. The once quiet streets of Athens are already bustling, merchants setting up their stalls, the chatter of early risers dotting the landscape. You wander through the city, letting the sights and sounds spark curiosity within you. The vibrancy of the marketplace beckons, and your senses ignite with the aromas of grilled meats, freshly baked bread, and the distant fragrance of blooming wildflowers. You meander toward your favorite bakery and indulge in a flaky pastry filled with sweet cheese, savoring each bite as you greet the baker like an old friend. "Good morning. Ready for another day of adventures?" he quips, chuckling as he retrieves another warm loaf for you. You smile, buoyed by the familiar camaraderie of daily life, woven from the embrace of shared moments and laughter. Fueled by your earlier sweets, you set out with a determination to explore some of the quieter corners of Athens, places that breathe history but may not be as bustling as the Agora. You feel drawn to the Philopapos Hill, a tranquil spot offering panoramic views of the city. It promises not only a chance to connect with nature, but also an opportunity to bask in the beauty of the ancient landscape that surrounds you. After a brisk walk, you arrive at the hill, where you're greeted by the sight of the elegant monument dedicated to Gaius Julius Antiochus Epiphanes Philopapos. The ancient structure, standing proudly against the blue sky, invites contemplation. As you climb the path surrounded by vibrant greenery, you feel a sense of connection to those who walked this way before, perhaps pausing to reflect on their journeys too. Reaching the top, the sweeping vistas of Athens unfold before you, revealing the sprawling city beneath a brilliant blue sky. You find a peaceful spot to sit, embracing the gentle breeze that dances through your hair, and take a moment to appreciate the beauty that envelops you. The sight of the Acropolis, standing formidable yet graceful, reminds you of the rich history that defines this place, where the stories of gods and heroes mingle with the whispers of ordinary lives. With the sun casting warm rays on your skin, you pull out your journal, eager to capture the essence of the moment. The stillness of the hill offers a welcomed contrast to the lively buzz of the city. As you reflect on your journey thus far, you find your thoughts flowing freely onto the page. You write about the connections you formed, the stories you've heard, and the joyful adventures that melded into one vivid tapestry of experience. Suddenly, you hear chirping birds nearby, their melodies weaving seamlessly with the gentle breeze. A smile graces your lips. You feel a sense of harmony in both nature and life. Inspired by this calmness, you jot down a few lines of poetry, capturing the essence of the morning light dancing upon the Athenian landscape, drawing connections between the past and the present. Here on this hill, where whispers of history meld, you scribble, "I am woven with tales in laughter and sighs. Together, we create the fabric of human life, stitched in moments that linger." You reflect on how poetry encapsulates your experiences, anchoring them within your heart, allowing the beauty of connection to flourish forward. Lost in your thoughts and reflections, time begins to pass unnoticed, Eventually, you decide it's time to head back down, motivated to see what else the day has to offer. As you make your way down the hill, you suddenly encounter a pair of travelers, a couple who appear equally enamored with the hilltop beauty. They carry with them an air of adventure and inquisitiveness. "Is this spot as wondrous as it seems?" one of them asks, a glint of excitement in their eyes. You nod enthusiastically, sharing your own admiration for the view and the historical significance of the site. "You must," you urge, explaining how the light transforms the city as the sun rises and sets, gifting each moment with an unrepeatable beauty. They beam with gratitude, and you spend a few brief moments exchanging insights about what brought each of you to Athens. The exchange feels like a ripple, simple yet impactful, each voice adding weight to the other's exploration of life and adventure. With a cheerful farewell, you part ways, your heart lifted by the brief encounter. Once more, you find the threads of connection weaving deeper into your day. Each new person, each conversation enhances the beauty of the journey. As you return to the labyrinth of streets, you feel inspired to check in on the lively marketplace. You can't help but wonder what new stories and experiences lie in wait. As you meander back, the rhythm of life in Athens continues to embrace you, inviting you to be an active participant in this vibrant tapestry. Upon entering the market, you find it buzzing with activity, an array of merchants showcasing their wares, eager patrons engaging in playful exchanges. You become entranced by the stalls filled with all sorts of goods, the air heavy with scents of spices, fruits, and freshly prepared dishes tempting your senses anew. You decide to stop by the vibrant stall of a woman selling intricately woven baskets and textiles. "Good morning," she greets warmly, her hands deftly weaving colorful yarns. "Would you like to see my latest designs?" As she showcases her colorful creations, you feel a sense of joy wash over you, thrilling to witness her craftsmanship and the stories each piece holds. Together, you engage in a conversation about the art of weaving and its significance within Athenian culture, a cherished practice passed down through generations. You reflect on the strength of tradition in weaving through the narratives of life, how every piece tells a story of time and spirit. Art, like life, you muse, intertwines diverse threads into something beautiful and whole. As you leave her stall, purchasing a small hand-woven basket, you feel a renewed sense of gratitude for the artisans continuing to preserve their craft and for the precious moments of connectivity shaped through these exchanges. With your basket in hand, you approach an open-air cafe not far from the market, the sun spilling brilliant light across the patio. Find a cozy seat outside. You feel a sense of peace wash over you, and take a moment to absorb the vibrancy of the world surrounding you. Here, life swirls all around, and laughter dances alongside the melody of conversation. You order a refreshing iced beverage and sit, contemplating the threads you've woven during your time traversing Athens. You ponder how every experience shapes not just your own story, but also the collective tale of humanity, something endlessly beautiful and fragile like the life surrounding you. After sipping on your drink, you find yourself drawn into the hustle and bustle yet again, as the midday sun beckons you to explore. You navigate the narrow alleys, observing rhythm, merchants bargaining, families enjoying meals together, each moment a snapshot of life lived fully. As you reach a quieter lane, you encounter a small gallery, an unassuming structure showcasing local art. Curiosity piqued. You stop to admire the vibrant paintings, each piece expressing the heart of Athens through varied perspectives. You step inside, surrounded by colors that leap off the canvas, echoing emotions that feel palpable. You wander through the exhibits, appreciating the diversity of expression within the art. Each artist shares their vision, the hopes, dreams, and struggles of life depicted boldly through color and form. You find yourself enthralled, recognizing echoes of your own journey reflected back at you. A striking piece catches your eye, a vibrant depiction of Athenian life, where characters engage in joy, laughter, and love, each figure bursting forth with vibrancy. You discover the gallery owner, a warm-hearted woman who speaks passionately about the work and the artist she supports. You engage in conversation, exchanging stories about the layers of connection art fosters within a community. With enthusiasm shining in her eyes, she shares her dreams of bringing creative voices together, data-driven art showcases, and the importance of sharing local culture. Feeling inspired, you voice your belief in the power of storytelling, the impact it has across time, and the way it connects people, just like the artwork displays. You share a few personal reflections, and she nods in agreement, delighted by your response. In that moment, you connect with the essence that speaks to the heart of creation, a reminder that creativity thrives in connection, revealing shared experiences across cultures. Leaving the gallery, you step back into the lively streets, your spirit soaring, buoyed by the enriching experiences that continue to weave into the tapestry of your time in Athens. You pause, looking at the vibrant banners decorating the marketplace, colorful reminders of the festival still lingering in the joy of the city. With the day stretching before you, the desire to explore now feels palpable. You decide to seek out the hidden gems of Athens, inviting serendipity into your journey. Embracing the dream of uncovering unexpected treasures, you wander through winding streets, feeling the rhythm of life pulse around you, every turn offering the potential for something new. As mid-afternoon sun beams down upon you, you discover a small park where street performers captivate passers-by. Musicians strum their guitars, dancers twirl, and you let the energy pull you in. The lush greenery surrounding the park offers a respite from the sun's warmth. The laughter of children echoes, weaving seamlessly with the enchanting melodies. You take a seat on a nearby bench, allowing yourself to simply enjoy the atmosphere, observing the creativity surrounding you as life unfolds in a myriad of beautiful expressions. You're reminded that every moment, mundane or magnificent, holds the potential for connection, and your heart sings at this realization. Once the energy beckons you to join in, you rise again, feeling the pull of opportunity at your fingertips. What began as exploration has blossomed into a journey of discovery, weaving threads that bind you to your surroundings and the people you've encountered. Drawing closer, you find a pocket of performers engaging, laughter bubbling through their interactions as they put on a show. You join the crowd, embracing the stories they unravel through their performance, adding to the rich cultural tapestry of life in Athens. After the show concludes, you're overwhelmed with joy. The energy of the space pulsates, and you express your gratitude to the performers for their artistry. One of them, a theatrical performer with expressive gestures, steps forward, curious about your travels. You share fragments of your journey, recounting tales of late-night dances, philosophical musings, and spontaneous connections made along the way. As you articulate your experiences, the performer's eyes light up with fascination. Your voice carries the essence of life. Stories connect us, breathe ethos into existence, they declare passionately. And in that moment, you feel a flicker of recognition, a shared understanding that storytelling transcends boundaries. With a warm hug, Your new friend sends you on your way, hopeful for the stories you'll continue to create. This connection vibrates within you, the understanding that you are part of a larger narrative that binds humanity, informs your trajectory. The essence of storytelling comes to life before you, woven into every encounter, revealing the threads that unite your experiences with those around you. Taking a breath, you expand your surroundings, allowing this evolution to shape you with a deeper appreciation for the shared joys and narrative arcs created through the moments spent alongside vibrant souls. As the sun continues its descent, casting a golden hue over the landscape, you realize that your journey continues, renewed with purpose and excitement. As the evening approaches, you decide to return to your friends, eager to share the experiences and connections you've encountered throughout the day. The bond between each of you feels palpable, infused with energy that honors the stories exchanged, a beautiful tapestry of life that continues to grow. With anticipation blooming in your heart, you make your way back to the square where you first gathered with your newfound companions. Hearing shouts of joy and laughter reflects the vitality of friendship, a bond that withstands distance and time. Upon arrival, you spot familiar faces, their beaming smiles welcoming you back into the fold. They eagerly gather around, ready to hear of your adventures. One by one, you recount the stories, sharing the beauty of the artwork encountered, the inspiring conversations, and the spirited performances that kept your heart alight. They hang on your every word, their eyes sparkling with delight as you weave your tales, and you can feel the connections deepen, enhancing the sense of community that you've built together in this short time. The night unfurls into a celebration of stories shared, wrapped in the warmth that only friendship can offer. As the stars begin to twinkle overhead, you realize that this gathering represents more than just a group of travelers. It is, in fact, a familial bond, a beautiful community cultivated from shared storytelling. You embrace the dynamic energy that surrounds you, knowing that life will continue to unfold in rich and unexpected ways. In the flickering candlelight of the tavern, you raise your cup, a symbol of joy and collective purpose. To stories, connection, and the beauty of life shared, you exclaim, and the chorus of voices rises in unison, echoing your words. And in that moment, you feel a swell of gratitude rise within your spirit, a heartfelt acknowledgement of the journey unfolding, the connections shaped through laughter and love. You are bound to those around you by more than just shared stories. You have become part of a living narrative that will continue to ripple throughout time. As the night ebbs on, filled with laughter and enchanting music, you immerse yourself in the camaraderie, knowing that whatever tomorrow may bring, you will face it together, celebrated as a vibrant thread in the grand tapestry of life. Underneath the stars, surrounded by newfound friends and rich stories, your heart sings with gratitude, and with open arms, you welcome the endless possibilities that stretch before you, ready to write your next chapter. Life, after all, is a beautiful tapestry made of rich colors and intricate threads, each story adding depth and character, waiting for you to discover and weave into the eternal fabric of existence.